Finding those levels too. Look at that four-punch combination.
It's a masterclass right now from Shakur Stevenson. That's what you're seeing. A masterclass. And Shakur meets him with a straight left hand.
Oh, and there's a knockdown scored with the left hand.
Right now, we're going to give him his just due. Shout out to my brother, Just Due.
Yo, you know the deal. We back again. We never slacking. Word 'em up. Ladies and guys, whether if you drunk or you high, it's time to pay respects to the illest man alive. If you think you got a point, he'll shrink you down to size. And from there it's downhill like a slinky or a slide. Open your eyes, got a deep connection with the rise, so you might see them jump in whenever they go live. Peep it, this channel blowing up now, it's not a secret. With tons of exclusive interviews to listen to. Them other channels I hate, but yo, they missing clues. They start narratives, sip the goose and twist the truth. It don't take a rocket scientist to get the proof. Just click the live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But when you chime in, make sure you keep it kind. But if cowards want to debate, then it's feasting time. My man Just Do shine, busy all the time. Grind 24/7, 365. Videos he might have 365. My rhyme sick, they make you do a 365. You get a rich if you think you fit to survive. It's Just Do boxing, time to click the live. Ain't no beginners, if you soft, you ain't down to ride. I crush you, respect too, it's Just Do. He got the illest boxing show on the internet. The boy been a threat and he ain't even had dinner yet. Word 'em up. Yeah. You know what time it is. $4 p.m. Eastern. Click the link.
Do you foresee yourself being in, let's say, more thrilling fights as you get older?
Basically what you're saying is Floyd. Get beat up and get some black eyes, then get your hand raised.
No.
Get stoop to everybody else. Stoop to everybody else's level and be stupid.
When you get older, I'm saying. When you get older. Do you think
there's nothing cool about taking punishment, getting beat up, getting bloody lips, and getting a check. The coolest thing I can do, I can dominate you, shut you out, and make crazy money, and go home and live with my family in a very, very comfortable and happy way. That's how I like to do it.
Lifting weights and being strong doesn't win fights. Having great timing and being a very, very smart and intelligent fighter wins fights. I mean, I've been in there before with guys that was a lot bigger and probably hit a lot harder and a lot stronger. But Floyd Mayweather always has the remedy.
Okay. Well, 37 opponents had heart, and all of them came up short.
Speed kills, I guess, right? Watching you in person is a lot faster than on TV, man. How important is speed?
Well, it's not about speed. It's about smarts. It's about smarts, and it's about not getting hit that much.
Baldamir's a big guy. What are you going to do to offset the size difference?
It's not by size. Skills pays the bills at the end of the day. It's about being smart, and the smarter fighter is going to win.
Most guys I don't beat them with speed and power. I beat them with smarts. I'll think about it. It's more up here than here.
Bring the truth or tell on your ass what you're doing or what you're not doing every single time. You can lie, you can bullshit and all that, but when that bell ring, if you ain't put that work in, it's gonna show, bro. It's gonna show. Not to mention y'all in a sport that can cost you your life. Literally, you can die in this shit. So if that's the case, man, if you're gonna do this, don't bullshit with it. If you don't really want it, say to yourself, keep it real with yourself. I really don't want this shit. I can't put the work in that it requires. Walk away. Ain't nobody mad at you. Go out there, you're young enough, you go get educated, get a skill, do something, man. But don't play with this, man. The people you can get killed in this shit, man.
What's good? What's good? What's good with the family, man? How y'all feeling on this good old Wednesday, man? We back and we gonna build on this boxing how we always do, man. Shout out to the family. Y'all already know what to do. Come rock out with your boy. We're gonna talk about it, man. I wanted to talk about Benavidez today, man. Seeing is that he got a big fight coming up, meaningful fight coming up. You know, I was listening to some people get their takes and their thoughts on Benavidez, man. I think they was missing the mark big time, man. I think it's easy to overlook the things that he do if you're not really watching, right? If you just watching highlights or, listening to people's narratives and listening to people break down Benavidez instead of you watching them your own self. When you watch this dude, especially if you've been watching him since the beginning of his career, you got to give him credit for being one of the most consistently improved fighters I think you got out there. And on top of that, with the unique style that he has, being that big, being able to, throw that many punches in combination like that, real good gas tank, man. He a different specimen, man. He a tough guy for anybody to deal with. So if you've been watching Benavidez, man, long enough, he one of them guys, man. One of them dudes, and it's going to be hard to beat him. It's going to be hard to beat him. Like I said, I think he's one of the more consistently improved fighters out there. And not only is he improving, but he's doing it, fighting the right kind of fights and not shying away from challenges, man. And I just keep hearing all this noise about, Jao Pataya, how you won't say nothing about Jao Pataya. And I'm just like, people must be living under a rock. Because not only did he mention fighting them, they had a face-to-face interaction where they talked briefly for a second, mentioned fighting each other. So I don't know why after this long, people don't realize that this is not a fighter that's scared to challenge himself. This is not a guy that's protecting this is not a dude undefeated because he's not challenging himself. In fact, he's a dude that's undefeated because every time he get in there, he a lot to deal with. Be the better man. Always prepared. Gotta give him a lot of credit for that. And he don't shy away from challenges, man. So I just get annoyed with this constant narrative that these guys be scared of certain fighters, man. He ain't get there yet. Let him get his fight in with Zurdo before we start talking about Jao Pataya. That's gonna be there. And I'm pretty sure as long as he around in that division, he gonna look to fight this dude, man. I don't think Benavidez came to cruiserweight to play no games. However he do it is however he do it. But I know when the time is right and the opportunity presents itself, he ain't gonna have no problem getting in there and facing a dude like Jao Pataya. I just don't see him being scared of anything, right? That's just he was brought up a certain way. This dude sparring the Kelly Pavliks of the world, like 15, 16 years old, young as hell, sparring grown men. So I think when you brought up a certain way, I'm saying that to say, like, he was challenging himself from the gate. He was being pushed from the gate. This was a dude that was an overweight kid. You get what I'm saying? That you easily would have laughed at. You get what I'm saying? You would have easily laughed him off and disregarded him as any kind of talent. You get me? But this dude dropped all that weight and turned pro. And been beating ass ever since, man. You can say what you want about him. He's made some mistakes. We obviously know that, from the outside the ring, recreational activities to, losing your belt on the scale, being overweight. But since then, the dude has been on the up and up. And, he's kept his nose clean, literally and figuratively, right? Kept his nose clean, and it's been all up for this dude, right? And I think, he could put himself in a really good space. Like he mentioned being the new face of boxing in this interview that we gonna cover, where he sat down with Andre Berto. And there was a lot of talk about him admitting that he pretty much dropped about 50 pounds in between fights to make weight. A lot of people jumped all over that. See, he a weight bully. He a heavyweight. You need to go to heavyweight, fight heavyweights. I think he'll make the move when it's time to make the move. As of now, I like what he's doing. I'm tired of all this senseless arguing about nothing, man. Look, we know fighters have been cutting weight for years to try to make certain weight classes. Obviously some guys look to have an advantage. I think with him going up to cruiserweight and Zurdo clearly being bigger, he's not a guy that's doing that. He relying on his skill set and things like that, his IQ to get him through these fights, man. Being a physical specimen, not just him being a big guy. He really bring the fight to you no matter who in there with him. So I just think it's a lot of garbage talk about his weight and where he need to fight at, man. He fight wherever he see fit. Wherever he can make the weight at is where he should fight. Wherever it makes sense. Because one thing I know for sure, two things for certain about David Benavidez, if you've been watching, unless you've been living under a rock or you just caught on late, you know that he's been constantly improving. You get what I'm saying? He's been constantly working himself up the ladder, up the ranks, to fighting the right names. And he's been getting rid of guys, beating dudes up. You know what I mean? And I think he's going to continue to do that. You know that this is a guy that's not trying to avoid fighting. It just got proven, when he went in there with David Morrell, people were saying he was scared of him at 68. And then I remember when he moved up for a second and Morrell was still at 68, people said, oh, he chased him out of 68. And Morrell goes up to 75. Oh, he chasing him up to 75. But then you find out that it's Benavidez behind the scenes that's actively pushing and making sure he's telling his team that that's the fight he want with David. So I just don't know what it's going to take, for people to stop with the narratives, especially when they don't apply. Like, this is just one of the more talented lions in the game, man. Like this, we gotta embrace fighters like David Benavidez wholeheartedly because he embodies what a champion should look like. And I ain't saying physically. I'm talking about in the ring, though. And as far as how he moved, not shying away from challenges. When he in there with his toughest opposition, he dispatches these dudes relatively easily, man. Like, this dude be whooping ass for real. And if you tough and he ain't going to stop you, you going to take a beating. Just ask David Morrell. You probably never see him get whooped on the way Benavidez was whooping on that kid. I'm telling you, he whooped ass. Like, it ain't nothing not to like about this dude, bro. You can say what you want. I think he's one of the hardest workers in the game, and I think the results are starting to follow. And people can say what they want about this dude, but he can fight, man. He can fight, and he like that, and he's serious, and I think he coming for all these dudes when it's all said and done. Zurdo won't be the last cruiserweight he go after. I doubt it. So I'm here for the David Benavidez experience. I'm rocking with him, 50 pounds or not. I know that's a lot of weight. It is crazy. And this dude is a maniac in there, and he be beating ass, bro. And it's fun watching him. Let me say what's good with the fan, man. Y'all know I had to set the table real quick. Where's my manners? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my dog, Marcus. What's good, Brody? Judah, my guy, yes, man. Hit the like button for your boy, because I'm going to stop saying it, man. Hit that like button. DP Rocker, my dog. Jordan, what's good, bro? Forever Jesus in the building. Twine in the building with it do. SP got beats. Dub J, Bueno Violence. The Phoenix Sun, for real, for real. I like that. Bueno Violence. I like that. I like that. OP, what it do, my guy? How you feeling, Brody? Keith, David is not a big dude. I think he is, though. I ain't going to lie. Salute. David ain't no face, man. He say he the new face, man. He say he the new face. Jar got packed up. He absolutely did. Yeah, one of the most respectful dudes in boxing. Flossie, my dog. What's good with it, Brody? You know what I mean? We are seeing you talking about the Mexican monster. Oh, he said new hair. Shout out to Moon, man. Yeah, man. That's what I like to hear, man. Who else in here feeling great besides my guy, OP? Shout out to my dog, Flossie. This is boy right here, man. You know? Can't tell him nothing about Benavidez that he don't already know. You get me? But look, let's have a good conversation, man. Let's just build on it. Like I said, man, he got this fight coming up with Zurdo going up to cruiserweight, where he say he ain't got to do a whole lot of cutting, which could be good for him and bad for Zurdo. I have to say this, like, I don't know at which point people started watching Benavidez. But if you watch the growth and the maturation through the years, you've seen nothing but upwards motion for this dude. Upwards motion. Like, he literally in his last fight tried to unalive a man in front of all of us. He a maniac. I tell my bro all the time when we be talking, this man is a maniac, bro. He tried to physically unalive Anthony Yarde in front of all of us. Man, that man lost. You talk about blacking out in the ring, bro. He blacked out in there, bro. He was, man, I'm like, why is he doing that to Anthony Yarde, bro? Like, what happened, bro? Did he say something about you? Nope, it's just business, bro. Beat your ass and then hug you afterwards, man, and give you your respect. You gotta love Benavidez, bro. I said, damn, I like Yarde, but phew, he got these moments in fights where it looked like a scene out of like an action flick or like a cartoon or something, bro. Them ups, them consistent. I'm like, why is he doing this, man? Yo, say yo, Benavidez is a maniac, bro. So if you can beat him, beat him. All that, his feet slow, and he's stuck in the mud, and his transition from offense to defense is not good. False. His transition from offense to defense or vice versa is some of the smoothest in the game. People just don't know what they watching. What are we talking about? Yeah, it's one thing to have slow feet, but then it's another thing to have bad feet. He don't have bad feet. They're educated. You get what I'm saying? And he covered a lot of ground. The man know what he's doing in there. And just try him if you think I'm playing. Try him if you think I'm wrong. Just dude don't know what he talking about. Go in there and beat his ass then. Watch. Look, Zurdo is a hell of a fighter, and we all know that. We all know that. His only loss is to what? Bevel? We know Zurdo's a hell of a fighter. Watch how he go in here and do. I'm very confident in this dude. Watch how he go in here and handle business, bro. Got to get his dude a lot of credit because he always prepared, bro. He always prepared, man. That says a lot. You get what I'm saying? For a dude that has some struggles with some outside the ring shit, he put that stuff behind him, and you seeing what is possibly the best of David Benavidez. And unlike a lot of fighters, they hit a certain point where they peak out and it feel like that's it. I feel like he's still growing as a fighter, and I ain't saying physically. I'm talking about mentally. Overall, as a talent, I think he's still getting better and improving. There's things that he continue to work on because he ain't no poop hut, bro. If you say he can't do something, next thing you know, you're going to see him, if you're paying attention, in the gym working on that very same thing that you said he couldn't do. And I always use this as one of the examples because people always very critical of his feet, right? Foot movement and shit like that. And, people have been criticizing him for years. Even David Morrell, RoboCop or whatever he was saying, you see he ain't feel like that after the fight. You get what I'm saying? But you seen Benavidez, they talked about his feet. You see him in the ring with Guillermo Rigondeaux. You know what I mean? Working on little drills and shit to improve. That's why he's what he is now, because he's no stranger to hard work. So whatever you feel like David Benavidez lacked, if at all, on any level from a boxing standpoint, he definitely make up for it with hard work, grit, determination, man, focus. And that's another thing too, his ability to stay focused throughout the fight, man. He very rarely has those lapses in judgment where he just do something that puts him in harm's way or just be stupid, right? Very surgical and calculated in there. Big dude here, forced to be reckoned with, man. It's been fun to watch him grow. And he grew him even more. So y'all gonna hear me give him his just due because he deserved it, though. This was a fat kid that you could have easily laughed off and thought nothing of him. Get him saying low self-esteem. He said, you heard him in the interview. He went and looked in the mirror and seen how he looked, say how fat his face was, his head was all big, and she was like, man, he don't like that. And he got in shape and he ain't looked back since. The best thing he could have did, yeah. Best thing he could have did. Future never comes. He's the right now. Yeah, man. He is, bro. Yeah, Benavidez, you've been rocking with him for a minute too, Judah. You right. You say you're 6'1" light heavyweight, bigger than David. Remember, I trained at Benavidez gym. Shout out to you. You might not think David Benavidez is big, but I ain't saying like overly, but I don't think he big how people are saying, but this ain't no small guy. You know what I'm saying? Shit, neither are you at 6'1", bro. You ain't no little ass dude neither, bro. Keith, for that matter, neither one of y'all little to me. You get me? supernatural. And yeah, he got that his endurance. It's like he got a third lung. It's like Benavidez got an extra lung. He got that third lung, bro. He different, man. He really bring that smoke. You know what I'm saying? But I heard somebody saying his transitions from offense to defense or vice versa is not good, man. I had a little clip in here. Let me see if I still have it. Benavidez be working people over, G. Thought I had a little clip with him in here, bro. Man, I'm telling you, bro, this dude smooth, man. He's smooth as the other side of the pillow, G. I thought I had it in here, but I might have to pull it up. But we're going to get to this interview too, man. But like I said, man, I'm looking forward to this fight, man. I think Zurdo is legit as they come. He's actually bigger than David. So now I think people could put all that BS being a bigger man out the window, and you about to really go out there. He going to go out there and show you the difference in between the skill set and the approach, right? He going to show you something. I think we're going to see something special from Benavidez because of the talent that he's going up against. I think he's one of those kind of guys that you raise the level of opposition, he going to raise his level of performance in the ring, right? And he already worked hard as hell. He just going to kill it in the gym, and then he going to take it out on you in the ring. That's one dude that he puts in the work, and then he gets in the ring, and he going to try to do you bad, man. He gonna try to cause harm to you. I'm telling you, this dude is a violent guy. And the fact that, I know one of the critiques too, people try to have, he ain't no one punch guy. He don't need to be a one punch guy. If you telling me his punches don't hurt, something wrong with you. The fact that he not a one punch guy is almost worse for the opposition because he an octopus. He sit up there and throw all them rapid combination punching. You don't see nobody that heavy doing that. You don't really see that. Name them. Name the guys. Name a better combination puncher. Matter of fact, I believe he's number one in combination punching, right? That's shit different, man. And this is the thing. It's not like some people would consider him like a volume guy too. This is the thing. He's not your typical volume guy either, though, because he don't just throw punches just to say I got a high punch count. He placing shit. He's setting shit up. He's setting traps. He peeling your guard. He ripping your body. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's very intentional in there. That's why he efficient. He dangerous, man. And I just watched him grow. That's why I'm able to speak this way. And if I'm wrong about him, just prove me wrong. But I think Zurdo is in for hell. He about to be in a real tough fight. He about to get tested every which way. And I'm telling you, and Zurdo ain't no fleet-footed guy. So this fight is they're gonna be in front of each other. And I don't know if Zurdo gonna fight back. Don't get it wrong, because ain't nothing soft about him. But it's gonna be interesting to see if he can keep up with what David is putting out, because I haven't seen anybody that's able to outwork him. Not to my knowledge, I don't think so. So if that's something, if you can do that, then you cooking with something, or if you can neutralize the work coming from him. But that's a whole other challenge in and of itself. Like, he got his hands tied. He got his hands filled, right? He got more than enough on his plate. But on the flip end, just so we being balanced, Zurdo is a world-class guy. He been around for a minute. He was fighting down there at 68 as well, snatching up titles, beating guys. Once upon a time, he was one of them dudes too. So it ain't supposed to be no easy fight. So I don't want to make it, paint a situation where I'm talking like it's easy for him, but I just believe in David and his ability to get it done. And I think he's going to show us all that. But Zurdo is a vet. He's been around, very experienced, quality dude, got some good wins on his resume. But I think David got better wins. And I think he got a very unique skill set for a guy that's, like I said, going to be now operating at cruiserweight. You can't name another guy that is going to get out there and fight in the way that David is known to fight. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to be something real different for him. Jose Jr., yeah. Oh, yeah, his brother Technique was good with it. Nah, man, listen, man, Bruce Gas, shout out to the OG. How you feeling? Samuel, what it do, homie? This is the thing. This is the thing. Shout out to Barney Bell, man. Y'all hit that like button, man. Let's build, man. It's 50 people in here. Yeah, I ain't entertaining no ignorance, man. Let me get back to me. Cass Sports, the box story, and my dog, man. Let's talk about it. Dank, what's good, Brody? David, if I draw up a tie, if he beats Zurdo, I don't know if it'll happen right after that. 808, I can't say that, but he's already talked about fighting him. He mentioned it briefly on the stream when he was sitting there getting food with Ryan. He mentioned Jao Patai. They seen each other publicly and discussed the fight with each other briefly. And he spoke about it in another interview that he'll fight him. But the thing is, you got to keep in mind, will it be next? I don't know, because if Jao Patai is over there on Zuffa, that's going to create an issue, because David Benavidez is a guy that's trying to go after the titles. And we can't say he's just saying that because of Jao Patai. That's what he's been consistent on, consistently saying, like, that's what he want to do, fight the champions. And if Ja is over there with Zuffa, that's going to create some type of conflict. It already caused the conflict for Ja himself. He had to be stripped. The IBF is like, you fighting for them is causing you problems. So that's going to be the issue right there. But will he fight? Will he go right from Zurdo to Ja? I don't know. I think that's less than likely to happen. But it's not going to be a matter of him not wanting to fight or Ja not wanting to fight. It's a lot of yellow and red tape, as I like to call it, to get through, right? You know what I mean? Situations got to align, but make no mistake, I think they're in the same weight class. They're going to fight each other. I think they have similar mentalities. I don't think it's nobody that, the way it seems, Jao Patai don't seem like a guy that is shying away from challenges. And that's the same with David. Like, I just wish people would get on board and start recognizing this, right? Like, I get it. Ja looked like the new thing on the block, new kid on the block. He looked like the next challenge for Benavidez. He looked like the guy to beat him and all that stuff. But he going to have to show it. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to show it. You're going to have to show it. I mean, David, I feel like is more proven because he got more quality. He got more named guys on the resume. You know what I mean? That's just me. Somebody might debate it and say otherwise, but that's just my opinion on it. And I think it's going to show if they fight. I like Ja a lot, but I think David is smoother in a few different areas. And I think he got more quality wins on his resume to me. You know what I'm saying? But Ja's a dog. We know what he can do. He fought a hell of a fight in his last fight against Brandon Glanton, a guy that, don't get stopped. He wasn't able to stop him, but never mind that. He had his face all swelled up, looking crazy. He was kicking ass. So that's gonna be a matchup. I just hope people could appreciate both of those fighters as two real ones, because that's what I see. Man, take your pick as who you think gonna win. I just think that David Benavidez is a bad man, and I think the way he fights, the way he trains, mixed with the way he applies it in the ring, makes him very dangerous. He's not a guy that just trains one way, then he get in there and he's fighting. It's like, you see these videos and he's training, he killing, and then he get in the ring and he half stepping. No, he killing in the ring and then he try to kill it he kill it in the gym and then try to kill you in the damn ring. So I love his approach to the game. He really believe in himself. Benavidez is a guy that you gotta make him believe that he can't beat you, because he ain't gonna give you that. No matter what your name is, or no matter who's on the other side of him, his job and goal remains the same: to get you out of there or beat you up, should I say? Like, you know what I'm saying? Do you in? And he's just not an easy guy to deal with. But Ja, like I said, is a dog. Strong dude. He can box as well. He showed his boxing ability against Brandon Glanton, but Brandon Glanton is going to be is not going to be the challenge that Jao Patai, that David Benavidez would be for Ja. You know what I mean? And vice versa. I think those two guys fighting each other, it'll be a unique situation, right? You don't see too many guys that's like Jao Patai's, but you don't see no Benavidez's, right? They one of one type fighters, whether you like them or not. You know what I'm saying? And I think you put those two together with the mentality that they got, their temperament, with the way they both train and they approach fights, they both try to get rid of you. They trying to punch through you. You know what I'm saying? And those are the type of fights we need. Somebody getting hurt. You get me? Somebody getting hurt. Somebody is getting hurt. For sure, for sure. Yeah, it could be definitely 808, man. I think they they paths is gonna line. I believe so. I definitely do. So my Mexican homie Zurdo his ass. I like Zurdo. Zurdo can fight, bro. Zurdo really can fight. You know what I mean? I know he get a bad rep for how he was moved or how he moves, right? But overall, Zurdo's a good fighter. He's a big guy, solid. He can punch. He can box. He got IQ. He's been around. He got experience. It's a dude that you just can't overlook and play with, right? That's why he only got the one loss on the record, I believe. He real. Shout out to the Queen Lisa. How you feeling today? Always good to see you. Munguia got pancaked by a French novice. You stupid. Yeah. Same with Munguia. So yeah, a lot of that be, promotion and management, right? How these guys get moved. But I think Zurdo is a real guy. You know what I mean? He a real challenge. It's a worthy opponent. It's not like no cherry pick situation. And he moving up to challenge him. You know what I mean? For his strap. So I love this. I love this for David, man. He's showing people how you supposed to move, man. How you supposed to move, take on challenges. When he realized Canelo was not gonna happen, he moved on. And he went and started beat up a couple guys. You know what I mean? A guy that Canelo fought, a guy that Canelo should have fought. You know what I mean? Moved up. Now he here again at cruiserweight. I mean, beat David Morrell up, moved up to cruiserweight. Right now, he about to put another notable name on his resume. So people got to rethink how you looking at Benavidez right now, because it ain't too many people that's doing it better. I'm just being real. So, and look, I know it's going to be a big discrepancy in conversation about who's the face of boxing. I'll say this. I've had conversations with my bro, and, I come to the understanding that I feel like we need to make boxing the face of boxing. You get me? Let's make the sport the face, right? Over any one individual, if we're going to do anything. But as far as Benavidez saying it, I'm the new face of boxing. You got to, look, certain shit, speak it into existence. You ever hear that? You know what I mean? Speak it into existence. Claim it. You know what I mean? Talk your shit. It ain't like he ain't trying to do everything in his power to be the best David Benavidez that we watching, right? He doing the right things. He making the right moves. He fighting the right fights, right? He say the right things. He don't just talk a big game. And he ain't a big, super crazy talker, but he get in there and show up every single time. So he doing it the right way. He can become one of the major faces in the sport of boxing. I believe so. And I think that'll come with him getting the right kind of fights. The Zurdos of the world, the Jaron Patais of the world, right? And so on and so forth, and just keep cruising. So he's in a position to make himself one of the most absolute notable names in all of the sport. Whether he will be undeniably the face, that's going to always be up for debate. But I think what is clear is he can make it for sure that he's one of the most talked about, recognizable guys in the sport by continuing to do exactly what he's doing. He don't got to go outside of his character to do it. He don't got to oversell no fight, because he can fight his ass off. His hand's going to do that for him. All he got to do is go out there and handle business like he been doing. Stay locked in, stay focused, keep fighting the fights, keep proving yourself. And he got a humbleness to him. He's like what I call a humble beast, right? I like this dude. He's a humble beast. You get me? Shout out to T Hill. You already know my dog. Shout out to my dog T Hill. Yeah. He has some outside the ring recreational stuff. We know that. I talked about it earlier. But that's why I like him even more, right? I know that might sound crazy, right? Because I don't want nobody that it appears that they perfect. Because I know that's not real. And I ain't saying it's good that he went through what he went through, but in a way it is, because those stumbles, those mistakes, you are shown in the public. So, you got to come back from that. You got to have some tough skin. It's a lot of stuff being said. They was writing this dude off. They was like, oh, he just want to party. He a C head and all of this stuff. They was going in on him for a while. And then that video had surfaced where he was in the crowd watching the fight, and they interviewed him. And he appeared to be drunk on camera. Like they tried it with David, man. And look, he showed you, yeah, look, I made some mistakes. Look what I did here. I messed up here. Look, I lost my belt on the scale. I was overweight. But since then, what have I been doing? Making weight every single time, fighting the fights, you know what I mean? And establishing my name and my brand as one of like the Mexican monster is real, right? That shit is real. You get me? And I'm telling you, whoever step up to the plate, when he get these names in there, he gonna continue to certify and solidify himself in the sport. He tough to deal with, throwing all them punches, but with IQ behind it, being surgical. You get what I'm saying? Defense better than what people give him credit for. You get what I'm saying? He within the top 10 in plus minus ratio. Yeah, the guy that they say get hit too much is in, I forget the number, but he's top 10 in plus minus ratio. I forget the exact number, but he's within the top 10. So much for all that he get hit too much stuff. No, and he's violent about it. He know how to beat on you with making sure you don't beat on him, right? He'll beat on you like a drum and limit the damage that's coming back at him with being very sound and smart defensively. And then don't let him get in his bag offensively and you can't figure it out. And you get into a David Morrell situation. Now you ain't close because you got too much pride to box and move. You want to try to go mano-a-mano. Now he in the center of the ring, peeling your guard in front of everybody, punching you in your face with the free hand. Shit is nasty work. Don't go in there playing with that dude. Don't go in there playing with him. I'm telling you, Zurdo better be very well prepared because head will be on the stick. You hear me? Go in there playing with that man if you want to. Benavidez, a.k.a. the third lung. I know they call him the Mexican monster, but the man fight like he got 3 lungs, bro. You get me? Hell with the reserve tank. He got a whole extra lung going on out there. You better be ready. I'm telling you, because he going to push you. Healthy, not having to cut a whole bunch of weight. Yo, good luck. Good luck dealing with this monster that he actually is. He different, man. So I'm gonna enjoy the this fight coming up, man. I think it's whatever makes the most sense, whatever is available after that for this dude, right? Is what he gonna do. Get what I'm saying? Can't wait to see this, man. Can't wait to see it. I'm telling you, beat the DNA off. He says percentages is like 47-48 ratio. Yeah, it's bananas. Yeah, it's crazy. Max 7, what it do, man? Y'all have to like, man. Let's roll. Just not for you, but see how y'all challenge. Oh, bashing. Oh, yeah. That's something else. So let's keep rolling. So look, man, sky's the limit for him, man. And the next guy on the plate is Zurdo Ramirez, a very big, credible, strong, hungry dude in his own right? Make all of that changes when they get in the ring, man. Hold on real quick. Let me see something. This dude definitely grew on me through the years, man. He just seemed to be real genuine and authentic, and he don't seem to be fake at all. You know what I mean? Some of these dudes, you could just tell they're not honest people. This ain't one of them. You know what I'm saying? This ain't one of them. And you know he gonna put the work on. And you talking about an overweight ass kid. That's the dopest part. He gonna have a hell of a story to tell. 31-0, 25 KOs, man. Zurdo is 48-1, y'all. 48-1. Zurdo is 48-1. These boys been getting it in, bro. These boys be getting it in. These boys, and they got a pretty good card too, man. This is gonna be a good card. May 2nd, man. This is gonna be a good card, yo. May 2nd, man. I can't wait to see this one. They got Munguia versus Resendez up here. Duarte fighting Angel Fierro. Okay, have some decent fights on here. Isaac Lucero, Alan Gutierrez. Okay, it's gonna be a solid card, man. I'm looking forward to this one for sure. Not just the main event, but definitely this one. Like I said, let's get to this joint. Benavidez, man. He sat down with Andre Berto. This joint, but we gonna go for it. So I found out. Yeah. You get tired. It's curtains. You get tired. You get tired. You better grab him and hold him. That's the only advice I got. You tired? Grab him and hold him, or pack a lunch, because it's gonna get crazy. It's gonna get dark in there real fast. He like a damn. I'm telling you, it's like once he's seek and destroy. It's seek and destroy mode. Once he realizes you tired, it's curtains. It's curtains from there. Straight curtains. Straight curtains, G. Beating on you like a drum, damn it. Be crazy too, man. You be. I know Anthony Yarde had if he watched that fight back, he was like, man, this dude was whooping my ass, man. I'm telling you. I know he just had to say it to himself. Like, man, he kicking my ass. I know it. I know it. He was like, bruh, like, what I do to him?
All right, time.
Like, this is a little small clip though, like him transitioning from defense. Look at this. How we talking about?
Time.
You know what I'm saying? Look how hey, look at this shit. Dude thought he was getting off, yeah. Dude thought he was getting off.
All right, time.
Punch your damn headgear off. I'm telling you, that dude is a damn maniac in the ring, bro. He fight like he don't got no regard for human life. All that friend he could be, and he could actually like you. That's the crazy part. And yo, think about something. He did that to Anthony Yarde, and that's a guy that he respected. Imagine if he don't like you though. Man, yo. So yeah, Zurdo, if you out there, man, stay on his good side. Don't do nothing crazy from here between here and fight night, man. Just go ahead, promote the fight, tell him how you looking forward to sharing the ring with him and all of that. Like take that approach. Don't start talking crazy out of nowhere. Like don't find your tongue out of nowhere and just start, don't add no type of fuel to the fire. Just be regular. Just give the regular answers when they ask you stuff. You know what I mean? Be brief. You know what I'm saying? Be short with your answers. Don't say nothing that's going to trigger this damn maniac, because the last thing you need is him mad at you for anything. Because I'm pretty sure going into this fight, he respects you. So it's safe to say he already going to do you a certain way. He already do people a certain way that he respect. So don't cross the line, because then if it's like disrespect, I could just imagine he going to be on some like serial killer vibe. They're going to have to peel him up off you. So yeah, just go out there. If you Zurdo, go out there, promote the fight. Tell everybody how you training your ass off. You taking this opportunity serious. You get what I'm saying? Just be chill about it. You know what I mean? That's just my advice. Just be chill about it. Don't stare Don't stare the pot. Don't kick the hornet's nest. Don't poke the bear. All those terms. Whatever one I missed. Yeah, don't do none of that stuff. Just go out there. Go out there, business as usual. Go out there, promote your fight, you know what I mean, and let the world know that you here. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Don't do no don't do no jokes and stuff, because like that ain't work out. David Morrell was doing a RoboCop shit. He ended up beating, with hellfire and brimstone out of him. So yeah, just be chill on everything. Promote, shake his hand, look him in the eye. You know what I'm saying? Call him sir if you get a chance. It's Sir David. You know what I'm saying? Be nice. You know what I'm saying? Just play nice with him, because it could get bad. I'm telling you. Anyone that can make Benavidez fight off the back foot, that's interesting, Lisa. Yeah, because it's tough too. What I've seen, Lisa, is people be able to do that momentarily, right? But not with any real consistency where to work in their favor, where they could say this is a tactic that they're employing and is working. Like I've never seen nobody be able to consistently do it, just like momentarily, right? You'll have people where they got to stand their ground and they'll probably rip some punches, pushing back a bit, but they can't consistently do it where they make it an issue for him. You get what I'm saying? Because he always got an answer. That's one thing about him that I've noticed through all of his fights. Shout out to Lance. Was good with it. Like, he don't allow fights and rounds to get away from him. He don't allow you to do a whole lot while he's doing absolutely nothing. Like, he don't do that. He's just not one of them fighters. Like, you ain't gonna just be in there getting off and it's just like he letting it happen. Like, he gonna find answers for you. And that I think that's what makes him unique. And in doing so, he's effective and efficient, figuring you out, finding the answers. And then it's like I've seen it so many times when guys slow down a tick just enough, he start pouring it on more and it gets spooky in there. So that's a good question too. It's a really good question. But yeah, only in spots. Momentarily, they might get, stop, hold their ground, and rip some combinations or a flurry and try to be physical, push them back. But after a while, I mean, like it's just like I said, it's only in spots because he constantly landing something. He constantly giving you something to worry about, whether it's that heavy shotgun jab or a heavy ass body shot or something. Like he gonna make you respect him. You get what I'm saying? And this is gonna be good to see because Zurdo ain't a back foot guy either. You know what I'm saying? These two dudes gonna be they front foot dominant. They gonna want to be on the front foot and beating ass. So it's gonna be interesting to see what David approach is, right? I think my bro said David said he was gonna show some boxing ability to some in this fight. I think he said that if I'm not mistaken. So whatever David do, I think he's gonna be fine, man. I think it's gonna be a really good fight. This could be a potential fight of the year candidate. You never know. Zurdo might upset Benavidez. Let's see. He said Sugar Ray Leonard vibes. Sugar Ray Leonard vibes with Benavidez. I'm telling you, man. His speed is ridiculous, man. Why is he fast? Why is he faster than Ryan Garcia is what I want to know. Benny Rizzobatai, yeah, Elijah, for sure. I think they working towards that, though. But like I said, keep in mind, before we even get mad at any fighters, just understand dealing with Zuffa might prevent that from happening because Benavidez is a guy that wants to chase the titles. And Zuffa don't care about the Jao Patai getting his jaw wired for that IBF strap. They care none. It's strippage. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's going to be an issue. I could see that. So it's going to be some politics. Like I said, that's that yellow and red tape that I be talking about, where you can't just get a fight because two people want to fight each other. Now you got to consider who's dealing with who, and you get what I'm saying? And what's the repercussions, right? What's the fallout of, you get what I'm saying? Fighting on Zuffa or fighting somebody that is fighting for Zuffa. It's a lot of shit is annoying. Yeah, I wish it was that simple. I mean, from the fans' perspective, that's how we on it. Elijah, I get it. Like, F it, just give us the fights. But these dudes, man, you know how it go. I mean, but yeah, man, this dude is a terror.
All right, time.
Look, he said, time. Don't hit him again, bro. Bro about to fall out. Bro looked like his batteries died and he just got clipped. Boom, 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 boom. Like, I'm telling you, them combinations be crazy. As far as Zurdo a couple times, you think you can stop him? I think it depends on his power carries up 25. Right. That's a good point, too. Yeah, and he does. I'm going to pull up this interview. Let me get to it, y'all. Let me not keep y'all waiting. Yeah, man, it's going to be interesting, Samuel. I think without him having to cut, it could potentially make him stronger. At least that's what he feels, too. So I think he might not be wrong about that. Not having to cut the weight, just maintain, is crazy. No fat camp, no, extra attention to detail to have to make weight, right? You get what I'm saying? Like that could be bad for his opposition. I'm telling you. That could be bad for the opposition. Let me get this joint up, man. He said they don't call Mexican monster for none. Nah, for real. He a damn monster for sure. Every sense of the word, bro. And Zurdo, if he don't already know that, he gonna know that. If he don't already know it now, he gonna know it. If it don't know, he gonna know. She gonna get spooky. But look, he can fight too. Zurdo be putting his punches together well. He's smart in there. I just think the speed of Benavidez could be a key factor in this fight right off the rip. You know what I mean? Hand speed. I don't think Zurdo is the fastest guy. I think Benavidez is obviously the more fluid puncher out of the two, I believe. So I think that could play a huge factor too. That speed and the creativity of Benavidez, man. When he get in his bag, he really be working, bro. He really be working. He getting that bag. He be working, G. All right, let's get to it, man. So it's gonna be a good fight, though, man. I know the crowd should be nuts. I wonder if it sell out. I hope it do. I hope boxing support a fight like that with two dudes of they stature putting it on the line, man. He moving up to challenge him, right? Gotta respect this from Baby. So I hope everybody show up and show out for that fight.
Become the face of boxing. That gives the best fights possible, and everybody's gonna want more.
Everybody wants to see it. And today's guest is a monster, David.
My guy, what's good, ETB? Everything boxing in the building, my dog. Too much light in between Zurdo punches. Just a matter of time for David catch him. He's basically saying you got to trim that fat. Shout out to Mike Ryan. Mike Magic, shout out to my dog, too, man. Pardon me. Mike is in the building. Shout out to Mike Magic, too, man.
The Mexican monster, Benavidez.
You already know. Best in the biz.
Former two-time super middleweight champion and WBA light heavyweight champion of the world.
I want to show the whole world why I want to be the face of boxing.
See the vibe?
Ryan, what's good with it, bro?
My first.
And real quick, I know, look, face of boxing don't matter to me. Well, I don't mind him even talking that way because he at least working towards something, right? He's working towards what you would want your favorite fighter to be doing, right? He moves like you shouldn't have a problem with the way David Benavidez moves, right? And then for him to have made his mistakes early in his career and clean it up, now you see that boxing would be in good hands if he's one of the faces, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? He really won it. He hungry, he dedicated, he focused, and he's going to be hard to deal with him. Ryan from the 6, my dog, was good with it. So let's see. I can't wait to see this fight in May. May, right here. You know, March is over with.
I'm going to give the fans a great fight.
March is over with. So you ain't got long. May right around the corner to me. It'll be May before we know it. Not bad, because that damn music.
No matter how long you stop boxing.
Look at him, man. They're working. Dude, the beast, man. He was working with Andre's working with Darrell a while back, too. Y'all seen that video. Going to war.
Yeah, how you feeling?
I've been feeling good, bro. This is a big fight for me. This is another big step for my career. We're going up in weight, cruiserweight.
Yeah.
Want to be fighting at 200 pounds. And it's going to be a big fight. My first time headlining Cinco de Mayo weekend. And the first of many. You know, it's a legendary day. We've been trying to take that date over for a long, long time. And now it's going to be the first fight in cruiserweight history where it's a title fight where there's 2 Mexicans. So that's going to be the first for this as well. Cruiserweight, I think.
The boxing workout different, ain't it?
Cruiserweight Mexican world champion. So this is going to be a big
workout
one.
alone kept you, right?
There's a lot of stuff behind this one. I'm really motivated.
Yeah, man, you guys are fighting for 2 titles for this one too. That's how big it is.
Yeah.
You guys are fighting for 2 titles, and I heard as well. Well, actually, I seen that you guys used to be sparring partners too. So you sparred them before, so you already know what you're looking at.
Yeah.
How long ago was that though that you guys sparred?
I know Zurdo Ramirez actually got him ready for his first world title fight against Arthur Abraham. So that was my first time sparring him. I think I was 17 years old, and we sparred from 17 all the way until I was like maybe 23 years old.
Really?
The last time I sparred him was at Brick House Boxing. And I always knew, one day, I knew one day we'd fight. I knew it'd be a fight of a big magnitude.
17 and 23.
I just never thought it was going to be at cruiserweight. I thought it was either going to be at 168 or light heavyweight. But, right now, it's good, man. I'm very excited for it.
I'm saying, but you guys, of course, you've been in the ring with him now. Do you already see some holes in his game?
Yeah, there's
already going to be able to expose.
So just from what I exposed from him in those sparring sessions, I know a lot from him.
Yeah, how do those sparring sessions go?
They were great sparring sessions. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say I got the best of them.
Yeah.
If you ask him, he's probably gonna say he got the best of them. You know what I mean? But Well, you know, I got the best of him. You know, I know that for a fact.
I feel like when people say that, sometimes because you know, you could tell he ain't no fake guy. Just get in the camera and say anything. I think I'll draw it up as it was good work, even if he did get the better of it. They got good work. You know what I mean? And I think the fight will be good, but the right man, the better man will win.
But everybody who saw those sparring sessions, they all knew that it was a championship sparring sessions. You know, if we wanted to, we could have sold those sparring sessions and made money off of that too. So I'm just very excited for this fight because it's gonna be a big fight. He's gonna come ready. I'm gonna come ready. You know, and then we're gonna give the fans a great fight. You know, a great Mexican showdown.
Yeah. So you're looking forward to this one right here. It's gonna be another, you know, I mean, classic face-off like you guys were doing in the sparring session. So when it comes to Cinco de Mayo,
nope. Selective outrage, Jordan. You know
how big that is, bro. You know what I mean? Of course, you know, it's always been a date that Canelo had. You feel that this is like the new changing of the guard, bro? Because like I'm saying, this is major. Of course, the fight is big, but just the fact of just fighting on this day and really trying to just secure your position as being that fighter that all Mexican fighters, I mean, all Mexican people, they want to see on Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, and honestly, it goes even more than that. You know, I feel like I just want to be that fighter that people love and enjoy to watch. You know, when I grew up, there was an era where everything, you know, we'd get invited to the family member's house or a friend's house. We have a barbecue. Oscar De La Hoya would be fighting, or Roy Jones. You know, all the Mike Tyson. Well, I was too young at that time, but you know what I mean. But these were just special moments. Manny Pacquiao. You know, I remember these fights. These are moments where you were glued to the TV and you couldn't, even if you wanted to go to the bathroom, you wouldn't go to the bathroom. So I want to be that type of fighter that brings back this type of excitement. And that's what I feel like I've done. And this fight, I'm going up in weight. This is going to be a third weight class. I'm going to win titles in. And I don't want to just have a regular victory. I really want to go in there and I want to, you know, I want to put a beating on Zurdo Ramirez. Not only because, not that about anything against him, but because I want to show the whole world why I want to be the face of boxing, or why I'm going to become the face of boxing, because I'm going to be that boxer, that fighter that gives the best fights possible, and everybody's going to want to watch.
Now, for anybody that had a problem with the face of boxing thing, notice how I do things in the title. I always throw a question mark in there because I leave it up to people. It's an open discussion. But did you hear why he said he, you know, what he going to do to be the face of boxing? Ain't that something that you would want the face of boxing to represent? The person that's giving you the best fights, right? The best fights possible. That's what he be doing, right? He's challenging himself, and I don't think he ducking no rat, no smoke. He want to fight whoever's willing to fight him, and whatever makes sense to me. I don't see it being no other way, right? All that, you know, narrative pushing. Nah, this dude ain't running from shit. The last guy they said he ran from was David Morrell. We all seen that fight. You get me? And not only did he accept the fight, he demanded it. That his people not, because remember, they was talking about him fighting Jesse Hart. Jesse Hart was getting tired of his name being in fights, and then these guys doing something else. I remember he had something to say about that, but he made sure he told his people and his handlers, like, nah, I want David Morrell. That's the fight that the people said they want. All right, then. And I think that's just what his mentality is. That's what his mental makeup is. That's why he gonna be one of the guys that could carry the torch for boxing. He don't got to be the face of boxing, but he could be one of the faces for sure. Shout out to Lala Day. How you feeling, Queen? Now for Canelo, he wants it. Yeah, I ain't mad at David though, because I appreciate his moves, right? And I get it when he said it the way he said it. Why he'll be the face of boxing, right? Put that work
beating
in.
on Zurdo Ramirez. Not only because not that about anything against him, but because I want to show the whole world why I want to be the face of boxing, or why I'm going to become the face of boxing, because I'm going to be that boxer, that fighter that gives the best fights possible, and everybody's going to want to watch.
Everybody wants to see. With you moving up the cruiserweight, did that shift the focus now, not on the Canelos and things of that nature? You really trying to carve your own path now?
Yeah, definitely. When I said back then that I forgot all about, I'm forgetting all about a Canelo fight, I meant it. I don't think I'm going to fight Canelo. If it happens, I'll be really surprised.
Yeah.
But I still think it could happen. But That's why, you know what I mean? I'm calling out the other big names. You know, Canelo's not the only fighter there, and I can make an even bigger name for myself once I go through Better Be a Bivol and Zurdo Ramirez. So this is just for me. I'm always gonna need a person to fight. You know, and Canelo's not the only guy in boxing. You know what I mean? I think with these types of performances I give the people, I think whatever fight I'm gonna be in, they'll enjoy whatever fight.
Yeah, it seems like that's the crazy thing about it, right? I don't know if he just doesn't like you or something for some reason, because that was always the thing. I don't want to fight another Mexican fighter.
Yeah.
Then you see him fight what's that Munguia. So
and then he fights people like Berlanga that have done nothing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So do you think it's more like a personal thing? He doesn't want to, you know what I mean, try to shine that light on you just yet because you know what I mean, he knows how excited you are, how dangerous you are.
I think he knows how dangerous I am. I think he knows how bad I want this. You know, I think, you know, there was a time where he wanted to come up and take everything over.
Yeah.
And he knows that that's how I feel right now. So he knows that's a very dangerous fight. I don't know if he's 100% confident in himself, but I am. You know what I mean? So I'm ready for whatever comes my way.
Oh, I already know what time it is. So what's next after this? After this fight here with Ramirez, of course, it's going to be a tough fight. But say everything goes well, what is David Benavidez's plan or the team's plan? Is it going to be Bivol? Is it going to be like a better BF? That's going to be next on the plate.
So we've been waiting our turn in line. You know what I mean? I've been the #1 contender to fight for the belts at 168 and at 175.
Yeah.
So right now, I mean, I could have took a tune-up fight, or I could have took an easy fight. But I said, you know what? Instead of waiting again and again and again and again, I'm gonna go up and try to, you know, there was an opportunity I can fight for 2 belts. So I just take it one fight at a time. You know, not everything. We think that something's gonna happen after fights, and then it never happens. So I'm gonna just take it one fight at a time. If there's more opportunities at cruiserweight, I'm gonna take those. If we could get a fight immediately with Bivol right after this fight, I'm taking that because that's what I've been waiting for.
And that's the thing with you, man. I feel like sometimes like you get frustrated with it.
Yeah.
You get frustrated because you called all of you guys out. You see excuses, and you see excuses here, see excuses there. You know, right now,
Lala DB catching it.
I feel like I'm the guy. I just need to continue proving this world.
At least he's catching it.
That's pretty much where you're
basically. And then I just want to, you know, I want the fans to be excited for, you know, when I fight. You know, my game plan is, if I could have the next 3 fights just like how I want them, I'd rather Zurdo Ramirez, Bivol, and Better Beef, and Better Beef.
Right.
I want to go straight into
back to
back. I don't want to wait for nothing no more. You know what I mean? I've been professional 13 years. 12 or 13 years, you know what I mean? Once you get tired of waiting, you know what I mean? And then I feel like I'm in the prime of my career right now, 29 years old. I feel good, I'm motivated, I'm ready, I'm hungry. And I want.
He moving up the cruiser for this one, Lala. He challenging Zurdo for his belts up there at cruiser, which is dope. You know what I'm saying? Did say something about going back down, but that's gonna be something too. That's gonna be big depending on what he do after this fight. Look, I got him handling business in a really good fight, but I wonder what he gonna want to do after that, because it's gonna be all up to him. I think wherever the biggest opportunity might be at for him it'll determine whether he stick around, go back down, or whatever the case. Because he clearly searching for smoke and trying to be great. And that's why I like him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they doing it May 2nd. He fight him and Zurdo May 2nd. They fight.
Yeah. So with so with Bivol, I heard that you sparred him before, right? You
sparred him. Yeah.
And Better BF too.
I never sparred Better BF, but I sparred Bivol.
Yeah, so you already know what's looking
Bivol is a good fighter. He's a sharp fighter, super sharp fighter. But the thing I've always said about myself is that once I get in there with a good fighter, a great fighter, I get even better.
Yeah.
Because I love the sport so much. You know, I love the competition.
Yeah.
And you know, once you're like that, bro, you need a dancing partner to take it to that next level.
You have to.
So when I was sparring with Bivol, bro, Bivol was a great fighter, great jab, great right hand. But the last time I sparred him, you know, we were letting everything go. He was trying to knock me out, I was trying to knock him out. And I ended up catching him in the last round.
How long ago was that?
This was 2020. I was 22 years old. This was when I just came back. That was on the undercard when I fought Earl Spence and Mikey Garcia.
Okay, okay.
So
yeah,
that was during that time.
That was over in Texas too. Right?
Yeah, that was a while ago. So that was the last time I sparred them. But like I said, bro, these guys, I never say this to be like, oh yeah, well, I know for a fact I'm gonna beat these guys. I have 100% confidence in myself, but I put the work in. These guys, you can't beat none of these guys without working to the next level.
You have to.
And that's the thing about, I feel like young fighters now, they don't know how to work like that and push themselves to the next level. Bro, as long as you put overtime every single day, there'd be no fighter that could beat you. So with these fighters, you know, that's why I want to fight these fighters, bro, because I can't sleep. If I fuck that camp up, if I mess that camp up, yeah, right. And I'm talking all this shit too, so I'm not trying to make myself look stupid.
Yeah,
but you know, sometimes you need to put yourselves in the tough positions or in them fights that you might not know what's gonna happen. But you know, for you.
Listen to what he's saying. This is all the stuff that people complain about. He's the opposite of that. Man talking about fighting fights that you don't know what could happen in. That's what he trying to do. Those fights where people like, oh, this is a good fight. That's what he on. Like, that's exactly what everybody be wanting their best or their favorite fighter or the most watched fighters to do. Be on it just like this. Like the fight, basically saying them 50-50s, them toss-ups. You know what I mean? You want to be in them fights where your fans look at that matchup and be like, man, I don't know. And I know one of them that's like right now that everybody's talking about, that's him and Ja Patai. People feel like, man, there's people that feel like he won't fight Ja. He'll duck him. There's people that feel like they don't know who will win. That's one of them fights. And again, I think he working his way right towards that.
To achieve that greatness, that's what has to be.
That's what you got to do. That's
Yeah.
what you got to do. What's there? You got any thoughts of possibly moving up in the heavyweight too, or you think you're gonna stop right here? Because I can easily see you probably, you know what I mean, fighting like a Usyk or something like that. You got any thoughts on that, or do you think?
Yeah, I think in the maybe, like I said, I feel like I have another 10 years left in me. So I maybe in 6-7 years I'll do the move up there.
Hard, bro. You go hard. I can see these training sessions. I will be letting it all in. And one thing with me, I used to just, you know what I mean, train just real. I mean, just crazy. They used to tell me all the time, all right, man, slow down. You got to relax.
Yeah.
But that's the way I like to go.
But that's how you do it.
That's the way I like to go.
I've always said that nobody can motivate you more than yourself.
Yeah.
So I just let that keep doing. And then also, too, I realized I've got to a point, right?
Self-motivation, I think, is a tool that you can't measure on paper. And it is something that get overlooked. That's why he's self-driven. He dude wanted, he hungry.
Or like, if I retire, let's say I retire young, 33, I made money, this and that. It's like, bro, like I'm still gonna have to work after. I'm not gonna retire working at 33. So I might as well just stay in the best shape I can, you know, keep the hunger and then keep boxing as long as I can. You know what I mean? I love this. I don't love it. This is what I love to do the most in the world. You know, I wake up, I want my kids, take care of my kids, come to the gym, blow some stress off in the gym, go back home and work hard. I mean, it's a beautiful life for me.
Yeah, and at the end of
Man, y'all got to look. This man enjoying what he doing too much, y'all. And y'all got to boxing world. Y'all got 10 more years of this. Him beating ass. Y'all fighters better pack a lunch and get ready to deal with this dude. Because he's going to be a problem. Win, lose, or draw. I don't give a damn what fight he in. He's going to be a problem for you, bro. Teach, what's good, bro? It's about 10 more years of this.
Today, man, I think that's another way that our parents, you know what I mean, raised us too, right? Because like I said, my dad was a pit bull. And I don't know what resting means.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like when people see me, they're like, man, like you still in shape. Like that's the only thing I know what to do is the work, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So I mean, I see the same
another
thing
one that
you
worked hard as hell.
Real, you know what I mean, happiness and gratitude.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That's how you know that that's for you. You know what I'm saying? So which is dope. So the last fight with Yard, I remember seeing Yard, I think like a month or two before the fight in New York. You know, he stopped, we had a conversation, and he was like, yeah, man, I'm fighting that. I was like, yeah, man, that's my boy, man. He's like, shit. You know, I'm going to do this. All right, cool. So, like I said, I mean, you going over to Saudi Arabia, bro. I mean, it was a clinic. It was just a perfect example of just an animal just being relentless on its prey.
Yeah.
And it's really just beating somebody's, you know, like soul and just will out of it.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
This dude, another one that you might not see all of the names, but you're going to see it in the performances. This dude going to show you special. You adding the name in there with him, it's just going to make it even better. but he gonna beat your ass, man. Like I said, I can't stress that. No, he really he be on that. You get me? He go in there and did Anthony Yard worse than he's ever been done in his career. And mind you, he fought Kovalev. You know what I'm saying? He did better against Kovalev. And I know that's years ago, but it's just like a somewhat of a gauge as to how bad Benavidez be beating ass. And I think it's the skill set, the unique skill set that he come with. You know what I mean? You don't, I think it has to be very difficult to prepare for a guy like David Benavidez. Has to be.
So let's go all the way to the beginning. Let's go to the beginning for a little bit. I don't want to take too much time, but let's go to the beginning.
But can I explain something about that fight though?
So
that fight was a perfect example for me. It was one of my best performances because I was trying to prove something. I was trying to prove that I'm a better fighter than Kovalev and Beterbiev. You see Anthony Yard hurt Kovalev and Beterbiev. He's rocked.
But another thing is, man, when I watched that fight, Yard had a pretty good, game plan. I can see what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? He wanted to, of course, continue boxing, but not go straight back, not touch the ropes. He wanted to stay at an angle.
Yeah.
And he was doing okay at the beginning, but it's like, God.
Yeah. It's just that the thing was
he well-rounded, Lala.
Bro, that jab, once you really figure out how to use that jab for the entry, for the exit, and then I got...
They call him the monster, the Mexican monster, Lisa. I call him the maniac. And he got a combination of all that stuff. He's a well-rounded fighter, and I think he's gotten better significantly in certain areas throughout the years because of the work. You know what I'm saying? He really works his ass off. You could tell. You could see it every time, every damn training session. I'll be like, this man trained like a maniac, bro. He don't got no regard for human life. I seen the way he tried to unalive Anthony Yard. That wasn't boxing, bro. That was human unalive with gloves. Illegal. You get what I'm saying? 187. He was trying to take. He was going for it. I'm like, yeah, this is ugly, man. And that's just how he fight every single time. Definitely cut from that different cloth. That's why I say I don't see where the disdain come in for this dude. Very humble, but very confident at the same time. It's a good balance between the two. But he all gas, no brakes. He going in there. He on go, and he trying to hurt you.
Close to start touching that body, then start letting them combinations rip. And also, I think my defense is really underrated too because he wasn't able. They kept saying, why wasn't he throwing hard shots? Because I shut him down in every single area.
Yeah.
I shut him down completely in every area. So
I was saying the same thing. I was like, why? It looks like he just kind of.
Yeah, but because he was never in range. He was never in range. He would try to throw something, and I'd control him with that jab.
Yeah.
So it was just
IQ.
And that's what it was too. I was going to Saudi Arabia. I'm a PBC fighter. Going to the other side of the pond.
Right.
So in my head, I got to perform the best I can because I don't know what can happen.
Yeah.
You always got to think like that.
Yeah.
So I went in there, bro, and I think it was just a great example of like how dangerous of a fighter I am. And I went in there, got the job done, stopped him in impression fashion.
That was crazy fashion.
No.
I definitely say that. So
yeah, he did him.
So like I said, just going all the way back, man, like on how you really kind of,
it's still lines in the camp.
In you, right? Of course, from Phoenix, Arizona, you started boxing at 3 years old.
The lion had to go to the hospital that night.
Who got you involved? Was it your dad? Of course, we know your older brother was boxing as well. But was your dad or your brother kind of pushed you into that space?
Yeah, it was my dad. Basically, my dad was the one who put me into boxing, but also seeing my big brother was really what motivated me, pushed me. The little brother was trying to be like the big brother.
Of course.
So my brother was really good. He was extremely good.
Yeah.
So I just started picking up from him, started learning from him, and then, it's just.
He say wear shades all week.
With me,
put your glasses back on.
My dad was one of the biggest keys for my success because if I wanted a break, he wouldn't let me break. He made me. It was like it was my job to train every single day, and he wouldn't budge. With my mom, it's kind of fucked up because I think that's why him and my mom got divorced because he was too hard on us.
That's crazy. It's like I said, like us growing up, right? My pops.
Damn, that's real. Like he kind of laughed through it, but that's real. He said that's probably why his people got a divorce, his mother and father, because he was too hard on the kids. That's one thing about David, man. He just got a different mentality. It seemed like he was bred for this, the way his dad brought him up. Because instead of him being bitter with the way his dad pushed them and made them train, he just accepted it for what it is, and he's very appreciative. And as of now, it's like he instilled that work ethic and that hard work mentality in him, and he created what they call the Mexican monster now. So, shit, if this is the results of pushing your kid, hard as a youngin', I'm all for it too. Shit, this is one of the most humble, respectable guys, but he's so disrespectful in that ring. So disrespectful.
The
same thing.
Of course, you see my story. My dad was just the general in the house, and my mom is just, completely opposite. She's a big ball of love. Pops is a pit bull over here. Anything he says goes. That's it. Me, my brothers, my sisters, we working each and every day. Bro. It seems like it's the same type of situation.
So it was my dad. So just like how you said, he instilled this work ethic in me that, once I got to 15 years old, I dropped out of school like twice.
Yeah.
And then my dad told me, and it was cool that he made that decision because he kept it real with me. He's like, do you want to stay in school or do you want to pursue professional boxing? Yeah. I'll give you the decision. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, it's kind of weird. My dad's telling me to drop out of school, like for good. Like I don't know about that. Then I'm in school. I'm like, well, I don't know anything in school anyways because I'd already dropped out. So I went back and I'm like, I feel like a dumbass. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm going to just put everything into boxing. And then, just my dad, bro, he's always financed everything for us. He's been able to take us to the best gyms in every city. Phoenix, Los Angeles. We went to Oxnard for a while. We went to a lot of good places and got a lot of the good sparring. That's what got me to the level I'm at today. I would go to every city, find the best fighter, spar the best fighter, and that's really what brought me to the next level. So my father and my brother, they're one of my biggest inspirations.
And that's dope, man. Father and brother, big inspirations. But listen to. I play these interviews not just for any old reason. I always feel like I gotta say this because you're able to hear things that you don't hear everywhere else, man. Hear what he said, man. He going to the gyms to fight the best people in each of these gyms. Like that's a way of thinking, right? That's the way he move and operate. He's challenging himself by trying to find the absolute best work he could find. So you tell me as a professional fighter, he ain't going to think the same way and try to find the absolute best fights that he could find. You get what I'm saying? Try to challenge himself. That's what he conditioned himself to already do. Why change it now when you're making the money? Knowing that it's going to lead to even more money and it's going to bring you the accolades and things that you want, the respect that you want. The only way for him to get what he wants out of boxing is for him to continue to move how he's doing. And I just don't see how when you look at this dude, watch him fight and hear him speak, you able to then convince yourself that he's scared to fight somebody that people probably can't even name 10 fights of. It's crazy, bro. This ain't one of them scary guys, man. I just hate that people even mix his name with scared business. He beat ass. He throw combinations like a cartoon character, bro. You get what I'm saying? He a damn cheat code in there. The dude got 3 lungs. Get what I'm saying? An octopus. Fight like he got 3 arms sometimes. Like he get crazy, get spooky. Just look at the resume. Look at some of his fights and how he did some of these people. He be beating the hell. Go look at that Ronald Ellis fight and go look how he just beat soul out of this man. He really be beating your ass. The tougher you are, the worse it is for you. Think about that. Think about what I'm saying. The tougher you are, the worse it is for you. Being tough is supposed to be a good thing. It's supposed to be a positive, something good to lean on. Not when you fighting him. That just means he gonna punish you. That's all that means. You gonna have a long night of getting your ass beat more times than not, especially if he having his way. So telling you, man, I just don't see how people see him and talk scared business. I don't know where it comes from. Yeah, overweight kid. He had low self-esteem too, Lisa. Said he looked in the mirror one time and seen how he looked. And he didn't like the way he looked. He couldn't recognize himself. And that's when he was like, man, something got to change. Made the change. He said he always had his pops pushing him. Obviously, one of the biggest inspirations is pops and then his brother. And now this is the product of an overweight, insecure kid with self-esteem issues. Now, probably one of the most confident champions in the sport of boxing. You get what I'm saying? One of the most respected guys. Like, I love it. I love his backstory, yo. I really do. I rock with his backstory.
He used to box? Hey, Pops, did you used to box, Pop?
Nah, he never boxed. So when he explained to me, he was, he grew up in gangs. He grew up in the streets, California. sometimes when you live that type of lifestyle, you become paranoid that anything could happen to you, and then you might die anytime. So what he said that he was trying to make us tough, and he's always, a lot of Mexican people were fans of boxing, so I think that's how I picked it up. I do admire my dad because back then they used to have the VCR tapes of the title boxing to learn how to. I remember my dad watching them. I'd walk in the thing and he'd watch the whole set, how to throw a jab, footwork, and then he put it together in his head, and then he taught us. And he
he was telling me, like, man, for a while I felt kind of bad for the kids, man. I felt like they didn't have like a childhood because I pushed them so hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, well, shit. I mean, look at these guys.
That's what it is, and I think about it too, like. With some kids, I mean, there's probably people living it like right now. We get to a point before the success happens where you feel the resent for the father.
Yeah.
And then, I think everybody just has to go through that. I went through my stuff with my father.
Yeah, me too.
We got to the point where it was like, we're going to stop talking to each other completely. But then, I really look back at it. I'm like, bro, what am I even mad about? You know what I mean? I have homes, I'm making a lot of money and my children are good. I've never worked a day in my life. My dad made my dreams come true. So then I had to become mature and, that's why I look back and I'm like, now that I'm a father too, I'm like, yeah, my dad he literally put his whole time into me for me to get here. Like, I'm just very grateful for my
we
father.
Gotta be grateful for it now, man. Like I said, I didn't understand.
And see, that people don't know that shit you go through, all that. That's the stories that people don't know. Relationships be damaged and changed forever over this boxing stuff, man. Lonely ass sport, and sometimes it be the same people that you started with is the ones that you end up falling out with. And you see, he went through his turbulence with his dad, and he had to realize, like, damn, this dude pushing me the way he did is exactly the reason why I'm where I'm at. Got these multiple homes and probably made some investments and stuff. Like, he making money, he living good, and it's because of the hard work that your dad instilled in you from day one. Like, it's priceless. Like, you just can't even put a price tag on that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, his brother was on his way. On the narrow path. Yeah, his brother was definitely on his way before getting shot. He could fight. You could tell he was talented.
Some everything. He missed out on school dances, prom, all types of shit. But like I said, at the end of the day, man, get ready to go to the Olympics and be the world champion. Get a chance to really sit back and like, like I said, my pops really. Yeah, I mean, I dedicated all this time to it. It's crazy.
And it's crazy too. Like I'm sure you thought about like they really have to do that.
Yeah.
Like really, there's some men that don't. That they don't do anything.
They don't have. They didn't have to do it, bro.
So that's why I think about that. I'm like, I gain even more respect for my father because then like now I take my kid to the gym. Now I do this for him. I do that for him. Like, wow, he really put all his time into this. So
that's dope.
It's really amazing.
All right, so at 12 years old. They say you got up to 250 pounds. How, David? How you got up to 250?
So
at 12. And after that, that's when you kind of went back into the boxing.
So this whole time, like I told you, my parents divorced at 6. So I had trained this whole time. My father ended up going. My brother was going to turn professional, and he went to train at Wildcard with Freddie Roach.
Yeah.
So I mean, I had to go to school. You know what I mean? So I moved with my mom. I was there for a year, and I was just eating a lot, bro. Like I was everything. Like I love to eat.
Yeah.
So what kind of balance? I was already a heavy kid, but what balanced it out was I was working out.
Yeah.
But when I stopped training, bro, I was eating Taco Bell. I remember I had to come home from school, stop at Taco Bell, get 2 of those beefy 5-layer burritos.
Damn.
Eat them. The house was 5 minutes away. As soon as I get the house, I get 2 bowls and ramen. Eat that.
Man.
I did that every day, and then dinner was like an hour later.
Oh, shit.
I did that every day, bro.
Every day?
Yeah, I was like 11. I did it for a year.
That's crazy.
And then one day I'm
gonna get to that, Roger. He could have.
I came back home from school, and I swear to God, bro, I walked in the bathroom and I looked at myself in the mirror, and my face.
It was real quick. Overall, like that's what it's gonna come down to your question, real quick. Virgil don't. If he end up on the sideline without no fight, inactive, and he got advice from his manager, it's gonna look like the advice was bad. Maybe his intent behind the advice that he gave was good, but the results was bad. So the end result is bad, it's going to look like he was screwed over. You know what I mean? Or it's going to look like Oscar was right about somebody getting in Virgil ear and giving him bad advice. But this is Benavidez right here talking about his weight and how his face looked. And that's why I say I can respect it, man. He had a hell of a journey, man. He said this man almost started thinking about my 600-pound life, bro. Looking in the mirror, I'm like, yo, that's crazy. He said, man, I gotta get right, man. 704. Yeah, I think that'd be impossible. I think it'd be 75. No, I think he'd come back to 75, possibly if he wanted to, for the right opportunities. He might even do that. Yeah. If he did that, that's a sign of that's a funny sign. Red flag, Rosia. Red flag.
It's like that. I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know who I am, bro. I'm like, what the fuck? So then I'm like, outside of my head, I'm like, man, there's two choices I can make. Yeah. I can just stay here and just continue like this, and I'll probably be like one of them people at my 600-pound life, you know.
Man,
like real shit, I wouldn't. I don't know. That's what I thought.
God, dog.
So that scared me. I said, fuck that. And then I'm like, no, I'm gonna move with my dad.
Yeah.
So then I started training again. I lost the weight maybe like a year, and then when I was there already, I started sparring like older men, like when I was 14 years old.
I was gonna say about that. It's crazy. So about like 14, 15.
Yeah. So into it with the first, when we were at Wild Card, so we trained, we got the weight off 13. I turned 14, and my dad, I weighed like 190. Yeah. So I knew my dad was crazy. Bro, I was 14 years old. I mean, I was tall. I was like 5'8", 5'9" at the time. Yeah. And he pushed me to spar some black dude, bro. He weighs like 250, bro. Big, bro. Big dude. And I'm like, damn, bro. Like, you know how when you're a little kid and you see a grown man, you're like, damn, you might hit hard. You know what I mean? Right. So I'm like, you want me to spar him? He's like, yeah, well, I'm going to put you in there if you want to. It's up to you what you're going to do. I'm like, fuck, I mean, I guess. But then that's always like, this is another part I forgot to mention. What always motivated me too is when I went in there, my brother and my dad would tell everybody that, Jose is good, but we have another one that's even better, because I had been boxing my whole life already. Yeah, but when I get there at 250, they look at me like, fuck, this fat kid right here. So everybody will laugh at me. And that really pissed me off, because imagine you spend your whole life training, and then nobody believes in you. Nobody respect you. So I had to go in there. And the first sparring session I had with that dude, I beat the shit out of him.
We're going to talk about that next after we done covering this and this David talk for sure. We're going to get to Boots. Xander put out a video with him training with some Timbs on, the little subliminal messaging. So from what I heard, everything is positive about that. I haven't heard nothing negative about Boots and Zayas, and I'm hearing that that's could be the next fight for both. That's why I really said that Xander deserved more respect, but we're going to get to that after this is over.
The black dude.
The black dude. And then I ended up...
Shout out to my dog, man. Appreciate
Virgil,
you,
what's his name? The guy that fought Roy Jones. Virgil...
I know you're talking about Virgil. Virgil Hill?
Virgil Hill.
Really?
He used to train there. Yeah, that was the first professional guy I ever sparred.
Really?
I was like 14 and a half. I sparred him, and he actually told me, he was like, you're going to be world champion.
Really?
Yeah, and yeah, it was dope. So that was the first... He was older. He was like maybe like almost 50. Yeah. So we wouldn't really work too crazy, but he told me this, so that was really cool. And then after that, I sparred Latif Coyote. He was the champion at the time too. I sparred Kelly Pavlik. So every time my dad would put me to spar these people, they were all champions.
God,
when I was sparring Peter Quillen too.
This guy just like my dad, bro.
So then it would motivate me in my head. Yeah. I'm like, all right, I sparred one professional, not even a professional, world champions.
Yeah.
So then we'd go look for more. Kelly Pat.
Man, been sparring world champions since a teenager. He ain't scared of shit. They brought him up. He been fighting grown men since he been 15 years old. Now you think with all this experience and knowledge and training and hard work, that's exactly why he's as confident as he is. You think he's scared of somebody with the work that he put in? And I just keep bringing that point home because I'm tired of hearing it. And it's like the people that push that, you make me think you, as a kid, you got chased home and you used to be scared of people. That's the only way. because I don't know how y'all could come to a conclusion that a guy that's been fighting not only grown men, but fighting world champions since he's been a teenager is somehow now, as a full-blown adult, scared to fight people. Do he fight like a scary guy? He fight everybody the same way. And I mean that in a good way. He get in there and he don't care what your name is and where you from, how many wins, what your knockouts is. He get in there and go to work. He's not a scary guy at all.
And then everybody else I was like the best fighters in Los Angeles. Bro, everybody. I would run through everybody. And then I ended up going to Big Bear. This is before Golovkin even made his U.S. debut.
Yeah.
And we're sparring up, or we're training up there because my brother was about to get ready for one of his title fights, or he was getting ready for a fight. And then my dad tells Abel, like, hey, do you have anybody at 168? So my son he weighs like 185, but he fights at 168.
Yeah.
And then Gennady comes from the side, and he's like, yeah, we got him. I didn't know who he was at the time, bro, but he gave me a cold-ass look. Like, he's just like, ice cold look. I'm like, all right, well, I'm not scared of nobody either. So he's just like, we're stuck in it. And I ended up sparring him, bro. And I had one of the best sparring sessions I've had.
Yeah.
I sparred him for 4 years.
That's crazy.
And my IQ just went
crazy.
That's why I'm the type of fighter I am today, because I had to learn from early, bro. When I sparred Golovkin, those are real fights.
Yeah,
he fucking hit hard. He
hit hard. Back then,
Golovkin. Like, just think about what he been on since a kid, bro. All that work prepared him to be ready for anybody that he's gonna get in the ring with, bro. Telling you, out there sparring Pavlik, Golovkin. Yeah, hell yeah. He sparred Kelly Pavlik too. I remember. I don't know if y'all remember Latif Coyote. I remember him as well. Like, that shit is just ridiculous, yo. The level, Golovkin used to have to sign death waivers to spar him. My guy behind the hands TV I think it's Golovkin. I believe it's Golovkin. He said, you had to sign a death waiver to spar with him. Just think about that. He making people sign death waivers and wear like body casts to spar him. That shit is crazy. I mean, he hurting people in there.
When you were young, he was still trying to.
Yeah, I mean, because I was getting them too.
Yeah.
I was starting getting them.
He hitting you with those, you know how you be turning
the top ones like that.
Top shit.
That was the first guy that would hit me. I sparred him and I was covering like that, and he couldn't hit me, so he started hitting me in the arms.
God, hey.
But yeah, bro, I would do really good with him. I do really well to him. He just, bro, it's just like when you fight, you know how it is, bro. When you spar somebody for the first time that's on that level, that shit just teaches. It takes you to another level.
Yeah, it takes you to another level, man. I used to, when I was an amateur, I used to be with.
Like I said, y'all, the more I hear him talk and speak, the more I like him. The more I want to support him because he genuine, man. He authentic. He been born and bred. And I always make that point. Guys that are bred doing something at a certain level are not going to stop doing it when they're pros. Like, that's what he on. That's just, he one of them rare breeds, right? He ain't one of the ones that's ducking or smoke, protecting O's, cherry picking, padding his stats. None of that. He fighting the people that he's supposed to fight. Oh, you said. And then what I like about him is he obviously is coachable and teachable because he pay attention. You say you can't do shit, he go in there and work on it, and he get better. He don't cry about it and whine and keep complaining. All right? People have been talking about his feet forever. Show me a time where his feet got him in trouble. He be beating people ass with them feet that people try to say is so slow. They might be slow, but he cover a lot of ground, and they educated, and he know what he doing in there. And it's only getting worse for these dudes. I'm telling you, bro. The last thing you want is him to get any better than what he is now, any more comfortable than what he already is, if that's even possible. Get what I'm saying? It's nowhere in the boxing ring where this dude is uncomfortable. It's very hard to present moments and force those moments where he is uncomfortable. Watch. I'm telling you, this is about to be a really good fight, and I believe in him. I think he's going to get his hand raised. It's going to be end the new type situation. You feel me? Shout out to my dog, Creole. Let's keep rolling.
Winky Wright.
Oh, yeah.
Winky used to, me and him spar so many rounds. He used to take me with him to training camp. I was in camp with him when he got, I was the #1 sparring partner with his getting ready to fight Shane Mosley.
Yeah.
So I'm there, I'm sparring each and every day. and just to have somebody at that level, bro.
Now
it was just night and day. And I remember calling at the time. I know was that Lou DiBella wanted to sign me, a few other big promoters. I remember calling them on the phone after I got finished sparring with what's his name, Winky Wright, because I used to get on. He used to get on me too. I'm like, listen, as soon as I turn pro, I want to fight, Oscar De La Hoya. I want to fight, Corte, because I mean, they're about to fight him, and I'm over here getting on him. I'm like,
yeah, he tried to publicly unalive y'all.
I need that.
Yeah,
so like the confidence, man. And
it takes it to another level.
To a completely different level, bro.
And then it just makes you want to train even harder.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy how that works. So I mean, but yeah, man. But so this is what I was saying. This is how I found out my dad was crazy. Because my dad will put me with all these people, bro.
Huh?
My dad will put me with all these like world champions.
He'll test you out. He ain't getting.
I'm a little kid, you know what I mean? So I'm thinking of it like, damn, my dad. What if I would have? Like, what if they beat the shit out of me? I don't think he would have cared. He would have still kept putting me in there until I learned. So, but my dad he's a tough dude, bro.
Tough love,
He's like either you protect yourself. That's what I like about him, because he always showed me that if we don't protect ourselves, then nobody's gonna come in and save us.
That's a fact, man. That's that tough love that he definitely put into you. And I mean, of course, you see what it did. You know what I'm saying? You got that. We got that mindset.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous right now, and it's amazing. So at 16, bro, you turned pro in Mexico. Now, who prompted that decision, bro? At 16.
My father.
Instead of trying to go to, just trying to go to the Olympic route or go to amateur route. Of course, you had a few amateur fights.
So for me, I think once, like, my father had all that experience with my brother. Yeah, I think my brother had almost like 200 fights, amateur fights, something like that. So I think they were done with that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of traveling, a lot of time, and then also it's a lot of politics in amateur boxing too.
Yes, sir.
A lot of politics. So, I mean, the way I was training, I wasn't training like amateur because I was training with my brother.
Yeah.
So it's different. The type of training you do is different.
Yeah.
So, we said, we might as well just go pro. You know what I mean? We don't have time to do amateurs. We're gonna just build your record in Mexico. Build your record in Mexico, and then try to get signed over here. But the thing about my deal is, I didn't get no crazy deal. I didn't get no crazy signing bonus. I get none of that. I was like 8-0.
Listen to the grind,
7
y'all.
knockouts at the time, before 18.
Okay.
Before 18, when I built my record up and stuff. Yeah. Nobody wanted to sign me.
Robert was good.
Not Top Frank, not Golden Boy, nobody.
Me too, Roger.
I got up to like 12-0.
Well, you sent them tapes and everything.
Yeah, bro. Then I'm stopping everybody. I'm doing everything right. And nobody wanted to sign me. So the way I got signed is I got invited to spar Julius Jackson in
Julian Jack,
Virgin Islands.
Dude.
So I went out there, bro, and I let him have it. I'm not gonna lie. The first day I went out there, I let him have it. His manager called Samson Lukowitz. Is like, hey, you have to sign this dude because you have to sign this dude. If not, this is gonna be the biggest mistake you ever make. So shout out to Samson. That was my 10th fight. Signed that, and we wanted a signing bonus, obviously, but they didn't want to give us that.
They want to give it up.
They're like, you know what? We're gonna give you hard fights, and we're gonna pay you more the harder the fight gets.
Hey, put this in the tough road, boy. You gotta prove yourself.
So I'm like, shit, fuck it. Like, shit, I'm ready. Let's get it.
Let's
go. Then I really started making a name for myself. The one fight I really made a name for myself was I fought some guy named Philip Jackson. And
Ashley's corner was good with it, cuz. How you feeling? Don't work too hard on them. Shout out to my dog, guys. So, man, y'all make sure y'all smash the like button, support the grind, y'all. We gonna get to this. This is a good sit down from Benavidez, man. His come up was different. You had no crazy, wasn't no highly touted amateur and all of that. Like, just think about it. Out there sparring all these types of world champions, putting that work in, he been putting the groundwork in for so long. He's had experience that you can't account for. You get what I'm saying, as a youngin', right? And he came into that shit. So, telling you, that's why I think he's going to be extremely hard to beat, because of the way he's prepared and built himself up all the way up into this moment. Everything he went through, all the work he's put in is leading up to this moment. And it's, like I said, everybody can be beat. Everybody got flaws, but it's going to be extremely hard to beat this dude.
In California.
Not going to be easy.
And it was a good fight. I was 14-0 with 13 knockouts. He was 16-1 with 15 knockouts.
God.
So this was like my first test.
Shit.
And I laid his ass out second round. So and then just from there, bro, just the motivation kept going up. I became the youngest super middleweight champion in history at 20.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how did your life change after that, bro? I mean, of course, you guys have been putting in a lot of work for a long time. You and your pops.
I think he'd do him bad too, Roger. Better be. I think he'd do. I think he's just too old.
It changed a lot, bro. It's just, just being able to do more stuff. You know what I mean? Also, when you start to make more money, you start to get yourself into more problems. You know what I mean? But I think as a man, if you're able to look at that and learn off of those mistakes, you're able to achieve more, if you learn.
Yeah, of course.
If you don't learn, then you're fucked. You know what I mean?
Like in 2018, you went through a situation that you went through. You know what I mean? What did you learn from that, bro? Like, of course, you being so young, and I did the same. I got into a lot of shit. Once a lot of the money came, once a lot of the other stuff came. So, you know what I mean? Like, what do you really, learn from that process? What did you learn from that point? Because it was everywhere.
So what I learned from that is,
me either.
You can really destroy something you took quick that you took your whole life to build.
Quick.
So I had lost everything, bro. I'm like, fuck, bro. I'm like, bro, I literally worked my whole life to get here, and it's just, I think you just learn the severity of your consequences. Learn to not do stuff like that to put your career or your money in jeopardy.
Yeah.
And then just, learn to grow, bro. You know what I mean? Just be more mature. You know what I mean? And yeah, man.
That shit that fast.
You see, them mistakes almost cost him. You'll lose everything, man. You go from being a damn little, feeling like a superstar to ground zero, just like that. And he had a couple situations, so it's always good to go through that stuff early, get it out your system, and then lock in. And one of the things that he's attributed to his success as well is his girl or his wife, I believe, you know what I'm saying? And her taking care of so much, making sure the kids are straight. And he just got to focus on training and being the best version of himself while she holding down the fort. So it sounded like he got more stability, and then he got actually something that's worth fighting for. Not only just the kid, the family in and of itself is what he's fighting for, right? Something bigger than just him. And he's making the sacrifices, and he's done so up until this point. Even, after making mistakes, getting to this point where now that stuff is behind. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to sit here and have conversations about who the hell going to beat him. And if he is he going to end up being one of the faces of boxing? I think he's well on his way. It's not a bad thing, right? One of the faces, one of the more recognizable faces, one of the more talked about guys. Definitely got the respect. All of it is going to continue to grow as he continue to get fights that resonate with people. And I think Zurdo is going to be one of them. I think Zurdo, it's going to be a respectable fight for both guys. Win, lose, or draw.
She can go fast, man. So after that situation, man, he went on a hell of a run. Of course.
Yeah.
I seen a new focus.
Yeah.
David Benavidez, that's a dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, David Benavidez has been in that focus, man. Do you think, of course, those tough sparring sessions back in the day just made you just so different?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just once you came out of that and you started going through your run, I feel like you had a lot to prove too.
Yeah.
You had a lot of people that's out there that was just talking shit, saying this, saying that. I feel like you had a lot to prove, man.
So
and why is he faster than Ryan, bro? This man faster than Ryan.
Like that, people always think I can't do what I can do. And I tell them over and over again, so I got to keep proving myself.
Yeah.
But it's just that also it's just having respect for the game. And just because you have won titles doesn't mean you can't learn.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you can't keep learning.
Yeah.
So me, I watch boxing so much. I try to give myself at least 2 hours a day of boxing just to watch because
which guys do you like watching right now? Guys do you like watching right now?
I like Jaron. I like Sugar Ray Leonard.
Oh, you still watching
Thomas? I like them because I feel like they're all around better boxers.
Yeah.
They do everything better.
Yeah.
Who else? Pernell Whitaker had a movement. I like Pacquiao.
Mm-hmm.
All the old greats, all the boxers you like, I like.
Damn right.
Now the new age people I like watching a lot now is Usyk. I think Usyk is a great fighter. I think he does everything really well. So.
Yeah, he's amazing.
But anyways, I try to watch all. So like what I do, I try to watch all these fighters. I try to let them be in my mind, and then just try everything that I like.
I'm that guy
that they
try
do, I try to
to
do it and add it to my game.
Yeah. I need to do the same.
Again, student of the game, man. These interviews are not only just about trash talking or what's the next fight. It gave you an inside glimpse on how these fighters think, what got them to this point, man. And you hear what makes him what it is, that mental makeup of trying to push yourself, being teachable, coachable, right? Being a student of the game. He telling you just because you win world titles doesn't mean you still can't learn. Like, he always trying to learn, always trying to get better. And then I think what helps it is that he's applying these things at 110% in the gym, and then it transition over into an actual fight. He put that pain in the gym and then in on you. So it's that hell of a fighter. You know what I'm saying? A way to go about things, man. This is why this dude is dangerous. I'm telling you. Morrell, he might, man. The jury out, man.
What I
Morrell
want to tell fighters too is a lot of fighters need to do that. A lot of fighters don't watch boxing no more. It's crazy. Nobody wants to watch.
He can't win, but he got to be
I used to
smart.
be in my room. I still remember I was just in my room.
Just watching.
I had a box TV with a VHS tape joint in it.
Yeah.
And I had the drawers in my room filled up with tapes, bro. I go to the gym, I come back from school, I come back from work, I'm watching tapes all night.
You ever have like you wake up because you have a dream because you fucking cross this shit.
All the time, bro. And that's when you know that you love the game, bro. That's when you know you love it. It's crazy. We're kind of crazy with it. But one thing I used to love, bro, is you know, when I was coming up, you know what I mean, fighting in the pros, I used to love, you know, like going in with a fighter, a confident fighter, and just seeing the wheel getting smashed out or getting, you know what I mean, just with every punch that I used to hit him with, I used to just see it just melt away. And I kind of see that with you too, man. It's like when you put that pressure on, bro, you put that pressure on a lot of these guys, they look good, they look confident at the beginning.
Yeah.
But as soon as you really start coming down here, really start applying that pressure, they see how fast those hands are, and you really start feeling your power, you just slowly but surely, round by round, just start seeing the confidence leave and seeing the will leave. And I used to get droid. I used to love it. I used to love that. You understand what I'm saying? I kind of feel like you're the same way in that sense.
Definitely.
Yeah, you see that with Benavidez, bro. He as the rounds go on and you start to slow down, it appears that he picking it up, but in reality, he just able to set a pace and maintain it better than the opposition. So the minute you start to slow down, he could see that confidence wavering, and that his punches is having an effect. Good luck.
Definitely. I just understand that I always tell myself and all the guys I train with that these fights, they're won in the gym.
Yeah.
You have to work extremely hard to be able to push for that pace in the fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why we work extremely hard, because I think that's how I show people how bad I want it.
Yeah.
How bad I want to be the best fighter in the world. And I don't want to win fights just just be like, oh yeah, it was a close fight. I want to win some convincingly.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's just a lot. It's just proving a lot, bro. It's just always what always motivates me too is always, like, I think of myself, I think of my fights, I even think of my future fights. Like I try to vision that in my head, and I just try to look at my career from the end to the beginning. And every time I envision it, I just want to envision greatness. Like, like I was one of them guys.
Yeah, one of them
So
guys.
that's what keeps me going.
And the crazy thing about it, man, I was gonna say, you know, a lot of guys see the fight.
And we all know, Big B-Lo, those are the fights that those are the kind of beat downs that take fights off your career. When you get that punishment, the accumulation over time, that's worse than getting the one-punch knockout, right? I mean, because it really takes something out of you. He beating the soul out of these dudes, man. And in them hot gyms with no AC, I'm telling you, that's probably what he be doing. He a maniac, bro, in a good way. He really he go absolutely nuts in the gym. Like I honestly say, just by looking at the stuff that you've seen from him over the years, I couldn't imagine somebody that's working harder than him. Like, that's tough to imagine. I don't know about y'all, but that's really tough for me to imagine somebody working harder than what Benavidez be doing. Like, seriously, like, how much harder could you work? Like, he give it everything he got, and that's why it's easy to support him, because he gonna go in the ring, he gonna give it everything he got. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta, like, shout out to Cash. Virgil like that. He definitely trained hard as hell. 100 shots was way worse. Yeah, right. Shout out to Timothy, man. Let's keep rolling. Yeah, Virgil's another one that trained hard as hell. I believe it.
Boxers. Because I've been to a few of your fights, I sit out in the crowd and I hear, a few of these guys talk, right? And they see you fight sometimes and they think that they can get in there and make it look easy because, okay, yeah, he brings a lot of pressure. Yeah, he can punch, but I think he's a little flat-footed or, I don't think he's that fast. Or I can see him just walking to, man, I can outbox him. Like I've heard these fighters say this next to me.
Everybody
but
says
it's like
that.
as soon as they get in there, it's just a whole different ball game, man. You know what I mean? Like, why do you think that is?
It's because I can shut him down in every angle. I basically, bro, like I said, I'm a student of boxing, so best believe I know how to do everything.
Yeah.
And
one of the guys, too, one of the guys, too, that I thought it was going to be a real problem for you that really showed me, like, okay, this guy's different, is when you fought Demetrius Andrade.
Yeah.
When you fought Demetrius Andrade, it's because, I've seen him, since the amateurs
My
come
boy
up.
Andre, filthy, didn't he?
I've even sparred with him.
I can't wait. That's why I had to talk about it today a little bit.
Southpaw he was, and I kind of already knew his game plan. Now how he was gonna stay low and da. But it just didn't go as planned.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why is that, bro?
It's
Why
different.
You
It's
got
different.
This kryptonite.
I think it's just people in there like. I think it's just the speed, the power, everything. I mix it up. Body shots, jab. I can do all of it.
Yeah.
And I don't think they've ever been in the ring with a person that knows how to do all that good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And also, I can take a punch.
Yeah.
I don't mind taking punches. The thing about me is why
I don't mind taking punches. It's crazy. It's like he's saying that, but at least he ain't a guy that's easy to hit either. Shout out to Elwood. What's good, homie? Man, David, funny, man. One thing you got to respect, you could criticize him for cutting down or dropping 50 pounds and all that when he was making 68 or whatever the case may be. But the fact that he's able to drop that kind of weight and still perform at that level is ridiculous, man. I'm telling you, yo, he fight like he got 3 lungs, man. He really do. Yeah, man, he did my boy Andre filthy. He started hot, didn't he? Fizzled, and then it just got all bad, man. Did my man Boo Boo filthy, G. 70 people in the building. Hit the like button. Everybody in here hit the like button.
It's because I put myself in a position where I might take a punch to give a punch. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's hard to do as well. You know what I mean? But
very fast off that first punch. Like you'll walk this way, but that jab will come out so fast.
My dog, Damon,
and that jab really stalls things.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like it look like you're bringing in pressure, but it's like you'll throw that jab out quick. That jab will hit him and it almost stalled him. That's when that machine goes.
So you'll see right now that this is one of the most important jabs in my one of the most important weapons in my arsenal. You'll see how I work the jab, and you'll see that. So that's why they can't get to me.
He got an active jab, and he throw different variations of the jab. He changed the speed, timing, all that stuff, man. He a lot smarter than what people give him credit for if you just pay attention to him. Very intelligent fighter, bro. Very smart.
Like that, because the speed on this jab is crazy.
Yeah.
And I'll show you right.
That's one thing.
Why is he fast? Like, still, I really want to know that. I don't know if people understand what I'm saying. Why is he faster than Ryan Garcia? Like, not saying that y'all supposed to know, but you get me? Like, why the hell is this man at over 200 pounds? You get what I'm saying? That's going to be fighting at over 200 pretty much on fight. Why is he hand speed in the gym looking faster than Ryan? That's not even, I don't even make sense. He gonna go in there, bro. I'm telling you, I think Zurdo one of his biggest issues is gonna be the hand speed. I'm gonna keep saying it. I think the hand speed and possibly combination punching, right? The punch count, right? Volume, things like that. Let's see though. Let's see, because Zurdo, he gonna have some answers of his own too. So he ain't gonna lay down at all. So, but why is he fat? Why do his hands look faster than Ryan's is ridiculous to me. Shout out to Big B-Lo. Appreciate that love. Putting some paint where it ain't. Just do boxing my dog, man. Y'all hit that like button. Support the grind, man. Shout out to Big B-Lo. Son of God, my dog was good, man.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well. I already been getting these bet, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Shout out to Big B-Lo, man. Telling this dude a wrecking machine, man. You gonna outwork him second half of the fight. You slow down against Benavidez, you might as well pick pick a round or do you just prepare for the beginning of the end? Because I'm telling you, the worst thing you could do is have him in the ring on the other side of you and find yourself gassed or tired. That's probably one of the worst scenarios you could be in the boxing ring. Tired with David Benavidez on the other side of you.
I mean, of course, you're fast, you're strong, but
Shit
one
gonna
thing
get
I do love
spooky. It's gonna
about
get
you
dark fast.
is you're a sponge. You love taking in advice. You love taking in instructions and information. It doesn't matter if I come in here, if Andre Ward comes in here, if any other top fighter comes in here. It's almost like you're a student again.
Yeah.
Like you want to sit there and you want to learn every piece.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On what anybody can give you, bro. And I think that's amazing. I mean, where do you get that from? Because you see a lot of fighters, of course, once they get a certain range of success, you can't really tell me nothing.
I try to be humble enough to the fact where I feel like everybody has something good to offer.
Yeah.
And it's, imagine, bro, you got like, 25, 30 years? Maybe boxing, 35 years?
Shit, yeah, 35, yeah, 35.
So every time, you're going to tell me the best thing that you know.
Yeah.
Another fighter's going to tell me the best thing they know. So then I take all this information in, and I make it my own. You know, I try to put it together in a way I understand it where it's going to help me in my game.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
And tell me that's not an intelligent fighter. That's why he good, bro. That's why he good.
Because if you're smart, you listen to what veterans say in their field of work. And, I mean, it's always worked for me. But I feel like there's fighters now, bro, that they look at, like, they don't want to look at other fighters like, oh, man, I'm not trying to. Likes to respect. Nobody puts respect. Nobody asks for, like, tips, and nobody wants to put the legwork in.
At all.
Yeah, so it's crazy, bro. But, I mean, I feel like that's why I'm at the level I'm at, because I do all that.
That's a fact. Okay, so with the Caleb Flint fight, with the David Morrell fight, it was very
towards
intense.
the end,
I mean, just the build-up for that fight, right? But of course, after he got finished fighting, there was a lot of respect there afterwards. And that's kind of hard for me to explain to a lot of people, which I do all the time. I got some of, I say some of my best friends I fought.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, the amateurs and things of that nature. I think it's a certain type of respect you have for a man. Once you finally go to war with him, you know what I mean? Like, win or lose.
Yeah.
All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? So,
no, I definitely.
You think you can explain that to the people as well, too?
I think people, they don't understand how it is because they're not like us, because we can see somebody, we can walk in the gym and not see a person we never met in our life and want to knock him the fuck out.
Damn right.
So imagine if it's a person you already kind of have bad blood with in the fight, then that's just going to escalate.
Yeah.
Until you get in the ring and, like, we go to war. I went to war with Morrell, I went to war with Planton. After that, after the fight, was just nothing but respect that I could give,
Man, that shit looked personal.
It was very personal.
Build-up.
But, no lie, we all us boxers want fights like that. Like, we want one that's personal.
Right.
So, I mean, I got that. It was good, and I don't have to take it further than that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, I'm always been, like, the type of person.
Yeah, you did. You went in here and fought. Y'all talking the shit, y'all going back and forth, and we fought.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All right, shake hands.
Yeah. But it makes it fun, you know what I mean? It makes it
Canelo will get the rest of those fights he think he got, or the rest of those years he feel like he said he got in boxing, he'll get them joints shaved off his career messing with Benavidez at this point.
For the people, as long as it doesn't get too messy where people get fist fights and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's good for the sport.
Yeah, definitely. So tell me this, and be truthful about it.
Let's sit down, man.
Were you a little sour after Terence Crawford fight when he beat Canelo? Because the stage was so big and because he beat him in that type of fashion. And I know, of course, you've been calling his name out for so long, man. To be able to see Terence go up there and do that, did you feel a little sour?
I'll just be honest. I did feel sour. I feel sour. Not only because, he beat my brother and then he came up to my fucking weight class and they got the shot before me, you know what I mean? So I'm like, damn, bro, like, if I get this dude out of here. It's just, I felt like I could, that could have been me. I could have been in that position.
Shave off the rest of the, them years, some of them years that he think he got left on him. They cut them joints, reduce them drastically.
Beating one of the best fighters in the world, but but other than that, I'm extremely happy for Terence. You know what I mean? He's gonna live in the history books forever. But as for me wanting that fight, yeah, it's a fight I've been calling for years. You know what I mean? So
everybody know that.
Yeah.
Of course, just me just seeing you, I see this more, mature David, man, and which I love to see. Yeah, to go and tell me how much faith in God has played a part, you know what I mean, in your change and just how you are now, just growing up, just being just mature now in the fight game and at home.
Yeah. Yeah, so the past then like 4 or 5 years ago, just when all that stuff started happening to me, I started getting like more spiritually, start doing more spiritual practices. I'm a big believer in Jesus Christ.
Right.
You know what I mean? There was a lot of stuff that was happening to me that, I was just making the wrong decisions. And then, I didn't really know how to stop making the wrong decisions. So I never prayed. I've never been, religious or anything like that. So, it was just, I think sometimes you need to be broken down for you to find the best version of yourself. And that's exactly what happened to me. I ended up getting closer to God, and, I pray every single day now. And now I feel like my passage is protected. My family's protected. I feel like I have more energy when I come to the gym. I ask God to bless me with energy, knowledge, and, just to make me the best version of myself I could be. That's really all I've done, and I feel like that's the shift in my life for the best for myself.
That's amazing.
Man, shout out to Benavidez, man. That's why we getting the best version of him right now. Locked in, focused, mental in the right place, emotionally in the right place, spiritually, he locked in. And as far as like the Canelo fight, yeah, Damon, there's a case that could be made that he could have potentially ruined the opportunity back then with the outside the ring antics, losing the belt on the scale. But truth be told, I don't know about you, but for me, I felt like that was just an easy, that was like the low-hanging fruit, an easy excuse to make as to why Canelo didn't fight him, because since then, he repositioned himself, and it was nobody more deserving of an opportunity to fight Canelo than him, and he still didn't fight him. So I get what you're saying, because you definitely, and he holds himself accountable. I don't know how much of this you heard, but he talked about that point in his career. Damn near lost it all, right? But it's like I like to see people make mistakes because I love to see how they bounce back. And we see how he bounced back, fighting the right names, repositioning himself, and Canelo just avoiding this dude like the plague. So I think regardless of what, even if he never made a mistake ever, I think he just wouldn't fight this dude. Do I think Canelo is scared of anybody either? No. I think this is a bad style matchup for what Canelo likes to do. He's not active enough, and then he's an undersized guy. It's going to be really bad. I ain't going to say he gets stopped, but he going to get beat up, and it just be bad. Bud is retired, man. Bud is retired.
Man, I love seeing you too. I normally see your son somewhere, shadow boxing. Where he at, man?
He has his dance class.
So he got dance class? Yeah, what kind of dancing is he doing?
He's like doing hip hop dancing
really?
and stuff. Yeah, so I'll just try to put him in a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. I'll try to build his character, so by the time he's ready to be to perform and be a world champion, he's a all-around character. He knows how to do a lot of stuff, so he's learning the footwork right now.
Yeah. That's my little guy, man. That's all I was going to ask you, too. Of course, you got your daughter. You got your 2 boys.
Yeah.
With your boys, do you see them boxing as well?
Nah, I wanna put them in there, bro. I feel like if anybody could do it to my kids, you know what I mean? I want to put them in there, and, I feel like I have everything. I've already done all the legwork in to make my dreams come true.
Yeah.
And if he wants to make his dreams come true, I can make that happen. And I know exactly how to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to definitely put him to train.
Yeah.
And we're going to go that route until he gets to an age where he doesn't want to do it. Or, I mean, we'll see. It's his life at the end of the day, but the training is going to be training. They're both going to train no matter what.
They're going to train no matter what.
Yeah.
Man, it's good, man. Like I said, I think it's great. Of course, me just coming here and just seeing your growth, and just knowing your and just knowing your motivation, your kids, your wife.
Yeah, real growth, man. He's shown it.
I just feel like you're in your prime, bro, and I believe your future is going to be extremely bright.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I appreciate you for letting me come through.
Yes, sir.
Let's try to get some work in.
Yes,
today,
sir.
man,
Yes, sir. It's time to get that work in now.
Yeah, man. Cinco de Mayo, y'all check my boy out. Go in.
Yes, sir, man. It's going to be a hell of a fight, man. Shout out to Andre Berto and David Benavidez. I got one more video from David. A shorter one, just he's supposed to have responded. I'm not sure if he actually responded to the comments that Shakur made. I didn't listen to the video yet, but I'm going to play it. As you know, he was sat down with Ryan and he made some comments about Shakur can't call himself #1 without fighting Ryan, something like that. I don't know if he responded to that or he just made comments about the fight, but it's a shorter video. I'm going to play it, and we're going to get to the Xander and Boots talk, man. Xander out there trolling Virgil and Boots, I think. You know what I'm saying? He having fun with it. He wearing Timberlands while he's sparring. Okay. It's fun and games, but I like Xander, man. I think people got to put more respect on his name, too. Yeah, that was a good little sit down for them, but yeah, they both gonna train no matter what. Yeah, I think Canelo just would never want to fight him no matter what the situation was. And
having
being
faced
that he messed up like
Fundura,
that. Oh no, this ain't what I was looking for. Being that he messed up like that, it's easy to kind of lean on that excuse, right? And say, oh, you know what? You never fought him. Yeah, I mean, or you messed up. You messed up outside the ring. You know, you lost your belt on the scale. You was doing this. You was doing that. You know what I'm saying? It just a built-in excuse. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it. The excuses change. You know, then he told you, I don't want to fight Mexican fighters and then go fight McGee and commence to beating his ass, right? I'm like, man, this dude he just be saying stuff, man. Just saying shit, man. Just throwing stuff out there, man. Throwing stuff out there to see what stick, bro. What fighter in your mind beats David? Right now it's gonna be interesting to see. Son of God, they think, you know, when I say they people, I hear people mention this Jai Patai guy a whole lot. You know what I mean? I like Jai Patai, but I don't even think he's the guy to beat David. I really don't. It's gonna be tough, bro, because right now, like, I think he could really take over at cruiserweight if he stayed there. Right now, I think he could take over at 75 if he stayed wherever he's at. I think he can really take over, bro. I really do. It's crazy. I really do. I think he could take over. So it's really up to him, man. But I got him beating Jai Patai right now. Like, you name him. I think he'll beat Beaver. I think he'll beat Benavidez. I think the last thing you want is to be an Asian champion, to be a guy that's long in the tooth, a guy that's had multiple surgeries and injuries and shit like that.
Two-division world champion David Benavidez takes on the unified.
I say unbeatable and impossible to beat, but right now, like, I just don't see that #1 name where I could look and say that guy definitely gonna beat Benavidez. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Just look around, looking through cruiserweight. People feel like Ja the best cruiserweight, right? So does he beat David? I think it's a really good fight. Could go either way, but I'm leaning towards Benavidez. I think he got more quality wins and his unique style, man. The speed, the rapid combination punching at that weight is something different. Great endurance, man. He is a specimen, bro. It's something different to deal with. But let's see. Nah, he ain't say he not ready. He said he'd be looking forward to that fight. Ben ain't ducking, and Opatai is more than ready. But this was Benavidez responding to some things. It's a shorter video. Shout out to Ron Goodall from Fight Hype. Let's get through this.
WBA and WBO Cruiserweight World Champion Zurdo Ramirez Saturday, May 2nd, headlining the PBC pay-per-view event available on Prime Video at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Yo, I know you've been asked a million of the same questions, but how's training camp and how are you preparing for the Zurdo Ramirez fight?
Training camp has been excellent, bro. I think in that sense, I never have a problem in any of my training camps. I think it's been very apparent that I work really hard, you know, in the training camps, and this is not, you know, this is no different. I mean, I always work hard. I mean, I don't know if I could say I've been working harder for this camp than I do for every other camp because I work hard in every single camp, but I'm just really excited about this camp. I think you guys are going to see a different David Benavidez only because I don't got to drop no weight. In that sense, I don't got to focus on cutting weight. You know, I don't got to focus on, you know, shedding muscle off or shedding fat off because, you know, I'm basically on weight already. So that being said, I think you guys are going to see a more energized David Benavidez. And it's crazy to think that because David Benavidez is already extremely energized, even at every other weight class. But I'm going to have more energy. I'm going to have more speed. I'm going to have more movement. I think I'm going to just be a better fighter of what I already am. And it's going to be at the perfect time because this is a very big fight for me. This is a very big fight for my career. going for to win 2 titles in another weight class of cruiserweight. So I'm very excited, man.
What does a more energized David Benavidez even look like? I know that you're saying that, but how, like, are you throwing 100 more punches? Like, how do we even vision that?
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I mean, it's probably, yeah, maybe somewhere like a crazy amount of punches because, I already throw a crazy amount of punches. So, I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see. That's what makes it so exciting. I'm already a hard hitter. It's going now that I'm going up to cruiserweight. There's gonna be more speed.
Him
There's
with
gonna be
any
more
more
power,
energy
and
than what he
Zurdo Ramirez is
already
gonna be
possessed is ridiculous, bro. Him with any more energy than he already possesses is ridiculous. Nah, this is a fight hype video.
in a good fight
was
for as
good.
long as it
Shout out to
lasts. So
Carolina,
we're gonna go in
man.
there. Like I said, we both promised we're gonna give the fans a war, and this is exactly what it's gonna be.
You're in one of these situations where it's almost like, and I know you've heard it throughout this whole buildup. It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? You got almost every fighter in your division up and down that arguably is going to put you in a position to probably be the next pound for pound guy. So do you feel that, like, at the end of the day, like, oh, he's fighting Zurdo, he should have fought Bivol or Arthur or Jai Patai, right? But does that feel good though? At the same time, you have that many names and opponents that fans feel that way.
Yeah,
I be hating when people do that because Jai Patai just fought. Bivol is coming off of back surgery. He taking a tune-up fight or a lighter touch. That's why. See how quick you ask the question, why not Jai? Jai just got out the ring. How you gonna fight him? He about to fight Zurdo. How you gonna fight anybody else? So Zurdo head is gonna be on his stick. I can't wait till you get to that Jai Patai shit. Because I like Jai a lot, but I think David is different, more experienced, better quality wins. I think he's going to show people. I think wherever weight class he decides to stick around at is the one that he's going to dominate. That's what I see right now. Until I see somebody pop up that I think going to beat him, I'll say it. But right now, that combination punching, the heavy-ass jab, the fundamentals, the IQ, the way he's able to learn, the way he covers space, close the gap if you're a guy trying to get away from him. If you want to meet him in the center of the ring, he with that shit. The question is, do you have more firepower than him, and can you keep up with his pace? If the answer is no, your ass is in some real trouble. So Zurdo is probably going to put up a great fight, but this is what's going to make the win that he get that much better because he's going to beat this dude. And then I don't want to hear shit about how he's supposed to fight Bivol. Man, who thinks Bivol? Do Bivol, like, I get it, but Bivol, right now, Bivol is injured, man. The last thing Bivol is thinking about is getting in the ring with Benavidez off an injury, bro. Definitely want to get his feet back wet before you even think about doing that shit. And then even then, you might not see it. So it's like, I hate when people ask about fights and they make it seem like it's all up to Benavidez, dude. He fighting Zurdo, but the question is, will he fight Ja? Will Ja fight him? I think yes on both sides, but it's like, why do we only ask, will he fight B? Yes, he will fight these dudes. He sparred Bivol and got it off on him. I'm pretty sure he's confident that he'll beat him. This is one of the most confident boxers, I think, in the game, but for right reasons. How many people do you know was sparring Kelly Pavlik at 15, running around sparring Triple G, multiple different world champions as a teenager? We talking about coming from an overweight kid, bro. He gonna beat the hell out of one of these dudes' favorite fighters. So shout out to all the new Jai Patai fans, and I get it. Y'all love him. He like the new thing, the new vehicle on the showroom floor. But watch when Benavidez get in there. He got this weird way of making what you do not fucking matter. You get what I'm saying? Not matter. He got a strange way of making you just ineffective, right? Your best weapons be non-factors. Then at the rounds in, you start looking around like, damn, what is it this dude could do good? Because it ain't none of this shit working. Telling you, he be turning shit off. Yeah, you can go back and forth, give him good rounds, land some shots. Yeah, he can be hit, but his transitions from offense to defense is a lot better than what people giving him credit for. And like I stated earlier, he's top 10 in the plus-minus ratio, so don't give me that he get hit too much bullshit. Jai Patai get hit more than Benavidez. That is a fact. And I think for that reason, he'll be in trouble. You ain't going to be able to just load up and throw a big shot and get Benavidez out of there. You're going to have to box and earn it. And if you can't box better than him and keep up with the pace that he put out, if you allow him to set it, your ass is cooked and you in trouble. I've seen it over and over and over again. If you can't do nothing about his volume and his pace, you fucking cooked. You get what I'm saying? You can't stop his jab. You get what I'm saying? He start ripping you to the body. If he's controlling the pace of the fight, you might as well give up whatever belt you got. Yeah, just go walk over to the in between rounds, grab your belts, and just go hand them to him and just finish the fight. And I'm dead serious. That's how it is. He don't play. It's all gas, no breaks. It's every single time. He stay behind the jab. He'll rip you to the body. He don't load up. Like if you fighting him in close, you seen it. He'll peel your guard, clip you with the free hand. He'll fight you in the clinch. Like it just don't matter. Like you up shit's creek. If you can't outdo him in those departments, good luck. Good luck. But let's keep rolling, man.
I think the good thing about this is there's so much opponents to pick from, and it's been apparent that I'm trying to fight every single one of them. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I mean, I don't really listen to what people say. I go in when I go and get fights, I go and get the best possible fighter I could possibly get. Zurdo Ramirez he doesn't need. You don't even need me to tell you his accolades because he was already champion at 68. He's a unified champion at cruiserweight right now. So, you know what I mean? That's
he going up to challenge the unified champion at cruiserweight, and he like, but he won't fight Ja. Like, damn, bro. I'm telling you, from now on, everybody that say that to me from here on out, I'm gonna ask them to name 5 Ja Patai fights. If they can't, I'm never reading another.
Going
go fight
into
Ja.
a champion's territory, taking his belts
2 weeks
is what what interests me. So I really don't care about what anybody else says. Obviously, I hear what everybody else says, but it's only a matter of time. Sooner or later, all those names you mentioned, I'm going to go through all of them.
Yeah, and I think it's funny because, like, even if there's criticism after the fight, I think you'll equally get praised the moment it's done. So I guess then, why the direction of 200 and 175? I mean, I'm sure that maybe the Zuffa politics probably prevents the Jai fight from happening. So is it probably something like that? Because some people have been concerned about you just
before people ask why he won't fight him. Listen to this.
175. I mean, I'm sure that maybe the Zuffa politics probably prevents the Jai fight from happening. So
and that's what we got to worry about. You seen Jai Patai just get stripped of his IBF belt, but he running around with a Zuffa belt trophy, a trinket. Seriously, I think he got his jaw wired for the IBF strap. We've known from the very, very start that David Benavidez is one of the challenge the champions and collect the belts as many as possible. Right? That fight might be some issue there. You give me with one guy being involved with Zuffa, because I'll be damned if David Benavidez worked this hard to just all of a sudden not compete for belts because they got one fighter over there that's on Zuffa that people want to see, and that's what people need to understand. Look at it on both sides. Look at Ja. Ja not happy about being stripped after getting his jaw wired for that same belt for 4 months, missing his grandmother's funeral and shit like that. They don't even care. So I don't think Benavidez is going to put himself in that same situation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he got stripped. And we knew it was coming because, to my understanding, he had to make a decision, right? Or fighting over there will lead to him eventually getting stripped, as you've seen it happen. So it's kind of stupid, man. The politics look nasty, and it already could potentially mess up one of the biggest fights at cruiserweight. So before people get to asking, David Benavidez, why this and why that? Why you won't fight him like this? Why you won't fight that? Pay attention to what Ron Goodall just said, that Zuffa politics is going to be a real thing, and I think it's going to impact a potential fight moving forward with these two dudes, man. And it's nasty, but that's the reality. 12 was good with it, homie. Cornelius, my dog. Let's keep going.
After the fight, I think you'll equally get praised the moment it's done. So I guess then, why the direction of 200 and 175? I mean, I'm sure that maybe the Zuffa politics probably prevents the Jai fight from happening. So is it probably something like that? Because some people have been concerned about you just dropping down in 175 and going back up. Like, what is the true reason? Is it probably those are the easier fights to make politically?
Yeah, I think so. I think right now at this level, there's not really any easy fights to make. What this fight was going on, I just seen Bivol give his hit list for the next 3 fights he's gonna fight. The first fight was a tune-up fight. The second fight was Artur Beterbiev. And then I think I was the third fight. So it really, for me, doesn't make sense for me to stay at light heavyweight right now, because I was number 1 position to fight, what's his name? And then, you know what I mean? It makes more sense for me, more sense for my brand to come up to cruiserweight, capture these 2 titles, let Bivol do whatever he needs to do. And then when he's ready to fight, I'm going to be here ready. I'm really firm on that. I really want to fight. Bivol because I'm in line to fight for all the titles. You know, that's exactly what I want. But you know, after that fight, I'm definitely I'm trying. I want to make the fight happen with Beterbiev. And then after all my stuff is done right there at light heavyweight, you know what I mean? Because those are the best fights. Those are the fights that the people want to watch. Bivol and Beterbiev. After that, we can see what's going on in the landscape of light heavyweight or the landscape of cruiserweight, and then we just move accordingly. But I just take it one fight at a time, bro. I can't tell you what I'm gonna do in 5 fights, 3 fights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right now it was hard enough to get this opportunity, so we're just taking it one fight at a time.
Correct.
And key words, listen to what he said. Pay attention, because people ask why this and why that all the time. Why this? Why he won't fight this one, that one? Beagle got a list, and on that list is Benavidez, but last on the list. But people will still ask you why he won't fight Beagle. Go ask Beagle why he got Benavidez last. And it's not really a big deal, but people be asking silly questions without really paying attention to what these fighters be trying to do. Dudes be having plans, man. You get me? And I think this is the second time this dude is moving up for other opportunities because he's in line to fight for something and he's not getting it. And then look what he said. It was difficult enough to get this opportunity. Y'all be trying to plan fights out 2-3 fights down the line. How? He can't even get through this one fight. It was hard enough. Fights are not easy to get put together, especially fights of this magnitude where both fighters have damn near the same thing to lose. Damn near, right? So you see a lot of hesitation. You see guys going other directions. So I like what he's doing, one fight at a time. Look what he's saying. He talking about all smoke. I don't care what order he go in to get these fights. I just like what he's saying. Zurdo, he talking about Beagle, Beterbiev, cruiserweight is going to lead to Jao Patai so people can shut the hell up. This is one dude that if he get the opportunity to fight all of these guys, he's going to do it. He's going to fight them all, bro. He won all the smoke. 6-7 month camp. Telling you, bro, this dude work hard. Said cutting 50 pounds. Yeah, I don't know how the hell he's able to do that. I don't know how the hell he's able to cut the 50 pounds. It's a damn magic trick, Jordan. But I respect it, though, because, the fact that he's able to perform the way he does, given the fact that he can cut that much weight and it don't affect the performance is crazy. Still wild as hell.
I think with some of the fight fans after Jai's performance, what do you think about it? Because I think he got some warranted criticism, but also maybe too much criticism because I think they expect him to just knock out Brandon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think what he's been showing is, people love to see the knockouts. He's been knocking people out, and especially with everything happening, him talking about fighting me, fighting Zurdo, that he's the best at cruiserweight. We're expecting to see a vicious knockout, especially from how much he was praising himself up. But I know this is boxing. I've been in a similar position where you're not gonna knock everybody out. You know what I mean? And this is boxing. Boxing is boxing. And sometimes when you go up, when you're up at a heavy weight, it's hard to knock these guys out. But
right.
I think the people were criticizing him because I feel like the fighter was left too intact. Basically, he didn't take enough punishment. The guy that he fought. Mm-hmm. So
I'll say this real quick. If Benavidez is in there with Brandon Gladden, look, Ja did a number on him. And he tough. I think the way Benavidez fights, he probably would have put more of a hurting on him. Just with the rapid combinations, man. And dude just didn't have that. He wouldn't have the athleticism to keep up. I think he'd be at the mercy of Benavidez, plethora of punches that he liked to throw. That should be extremely difficult. So, time to tell, bro. But that's one fight that I can't wait till they make it so people could shut up, man. Y'all, damn, I can't, because I've seen it so much for years. Yeah, look, I'm telling you, he said he was too intact. That just lets you know what he's trying to do. He basically, if I got a guy in front of me that can't move and he just at my mercy, I'm beating his ass. It looked like you could have beat his ass just a bit more than what you did. I get what Benavidez saying, and that's because he's a maniac. You get what I'm saying? Benavidez, everybody ain't trying to publicly unalive their guy, bro. I see what you was doing at the yard. Everybody, but him and Jai, I think, is cut from a similar cloth in terms of really trying to destroy the opposition. Brandon Gladden's just tough as hell, but I think style-wise is why it could have looked worse if it was Benavidez. It's the way he fights. Shout out to my brother Mike Kirk. How you feeling, bro? Flossy, my dog, Dre, was good, man. Let's keep rolling, man.
I don't know. I guess that, that shows a little bit holes in his game. I've kind of already known that he's had holes in his game, but I think now the rest of the world knows. And it's not really holes in his game. It's just, I don't know. I don't, people, they're not always going to be satisfied. They're not always going to be 100% satisfied. But I thought it was a good performance on his end. He's a great fighter, and I'm still looking forward to fighting him in the future.
Awesome. My final two questions.
There you go. In the future, I get it. He had cruiserweight now, but he going right after one of the champions, man. The job fight, I believe, will be there. He had an order of business. What people fail to realize is he didn't spend them time fighting them fights at 75 for nothing. You heard what he said. He's still in position to fight for them titles. That's why he like, yo, I'm not waiting around for these dudes to get healthy and do what they're doing. I'm going to move up. I'm going to take another challenge. That's what, 25 pounds up or so? That's 175 to 200, 25 pounds up. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to challenge the legit champion here for his titles. And then see what Bivol doing. Let him sort his business out and see which one of them going to give me the opportunity to get that smoke. And he threw the two names out there, the only two names that people want to see him for real at 75, right? Bivol and Better Beef. And I think he beats both of them. I love Bivol. I think he beats them both. And low-key, Bivol could be a trickier fight because of the movement than a Better Beef. Like, I don't believe I've seen the guy that's going to bully Benavidez in there. If you can do that, that's damn impressive. And that's the way Better Beef fight. I think it'll be a grueling fight. And I think Benavidez will come out with his hand raised. I don't want to give him all these wins, but I'm basing a lot of this shit off style, approach, and the experience that he's picked up with the last few years. They're allowing him to get better, and these guys are getting older. And I'm standing on this. The last thing you want is to have to be fighting a David Benavidez and be an aging champion or a fading champion on the way out. You don't want to be that. You don't want to be in that situation. It's not a good situation to be in. OT, what's good, Brody? How you feeling? People gonna box his ass. He gonna try, but can he box him for 12 rounds without him closing that gap and getting to him? He said, I'm giving him the wins. Shout out to my dog, man.
This is not to stir anything, but I think to add clarity.
That's foolish. That's foolish to say he's trying to age Better Beef out. You see what I'm saying? You can't. He literally going up to a 25 pounds heavier to fight somebody that's deemed a credible fight. That's a 50-50 type matchup. Better Beef is already old. How is Benavidez aging him out? And he just got to 75 not too long ago. Think about how long Better Beef and Bivol been in the same weight class. Nobody ever said that to Bivol. How is Better Beef? You give me how is Benavidez aging a guy out when there's never been no clear path for them to fight each other? When? Tell me when. There's never been a clear path for them to fight each other. Get what I'm saying? But with him winning this fight, let's see, man. He just said it. He'll fight both of them dudes. I'm telling you, this Better Beef shit is not going to be what y'all think. I'm telling y'all, yo. Better Beef a dog, but Benavidez is he a maniac that fight like he off caffeine or something, bro. He fight like he off adrenaline. You get what I'm saying? Like his natural vibe is adrenaline. Like he fight like somebody just shot him in the leg with adrenaline and he just going. Telling you, damn maniac. I don't know, bro. His dad raised him right because he get in there and try to get you out. Too much volume against anybody at 75. Shout out to my dog behind the hands TV, man. Said again, Better Beef never said Benavidez's name until the Zurdo fight got announced. Young fella popping and calling out. Yeah, he won it. He won it. He won it. I'm with you, bro. He won it. VS gonna hurt that old man. I'm telling you, Zay. He's gonna put a hating on him. Let's keep going, man.
Because I think recently you did a stream with Ryan Garcia, and I know that Shakur made a comment kind of saying like, hey, he'll go up his 4th weight class if you go up and fight Usyk, right? And then he followed up with a tweet saying that ain't beefing with Benavidez either. I'm just he's a hell of a fighter. I'm just speaking facts because I know the whole 144, 147 situation. I know that they're trying to figure out what to make the fight happen, and I know you're a fighter that jumps up in weight. And I think that's what you were saying about just move up 3 more pounds and just fight Ryan. So I guess to add clarity and disclosure of like what you intended in that, because I think some people might have ran with it, or maybe he kind of looked at it differently by responding to the "you go out and fight Usyk" comment.
Yeah. And real quick, before you even respond, the only reason I could agree or I could understand Benavidez having the stance that he took in the other interview I played when he sat down when he was streaming with Ryan about Shakur just go up to 3 pounds. The reason he can talk like that, because he's a guy that has moved from 68 to 75. From 75 now, jumping up 25 pounds to cruiserweight, right? He can say, I can respect that coming from him because he's done something way more than just jumping up 3 pounds, right? Or going up, it'll be 7 pounds from 40 to 47, right? So I get it coming from him, and I don't think it was meant in an ill intent way, right? He's just like, bro, you almost right there. Might as well go up 3 more pounds. It ain't much, right? And that's coming from a big guy that's lost a lot of weight. You get what I'm saying? Fought at a smaller weight class and is working his way up. And now he's going to be fighting that cruiserweight. So I could understand his stance, but I could also understand Shakur. Now ain't the time for me to go to 47, especially when you got the guy that keep calling me out after his fight, keep doing interviews, speaking my name, talking about 44, 40 catch weight, 44 no rehydration, and then they go back to 47. So there's been Ryan doing a lot of that clout chasing shit, if you ask me.
With Shakur Stevens, there's definitely no beef with him. Shakur Stevens is a hell of a fighter, one of the best fighters today. I just feel like if you're already making the move up to 144, 3 extra pounds, I don't really think it's going to affect it too much, to be honest with you. You drink a bottle of water, you'd be up 3 pounds. But
I get
at this stage of his life, in his career, these are the fights that Shakur needs. Shakur's he's going to be a legend by the time he's finished, but these are the ones that he needs to solidify his career. Yeah, he's done a lot in boxing. He's won four different weight classes. I mean, he's been champion of 4 different weight classes, but you know what I mean? There's these fights that can be made, and it works in everybody's favor because let's say he goes up there, he beats Shakur. I mean, he beats Ryan Garcia. Not only is he going to solidify himself, he's going to make a shitload of money. That's what everybody wants, right? Everybody wants to be in these types of positions. So I think for him having this he's able to have this position, and him not taking that is going to hurt him because at the end of the day, he's in the prime of his career. How old is he? Like 28?
Yeah,
29? So he's becoming in the prime of his career. So for me, in my opinion, I think these are the best times where you should take these fights, make the biggest fights happen while you're in the prime of your career. I mean, and I'm not saying he's not going to be in the prime of his career when he's 30, 32, but this is really when it becomes. I mean, he can really get the best out of himself right now. So,
yeah, man, this is why I like this dude. This is exactly why I like this dude, because if this was anybody else responding to like a little back and forth, they would have said something crazy. He said, the dude already going to be a legend, but look how detailed he was with what he was saying. He's not just offering. He wasn't, and I said this is my first time listening to this. I said he didn't intend nothing negative by it. He just like, bro, you can go up in 3 more pounds. It ain't going to hurt you coming from a guy that's about to go up 25 pounds from the last fight he had, right? So you get it. But he like, bro, these are the fights you need. You in your prime. That shit ain't going to hurt you. Basically, man, dudes know you like that. They know you can go up to 3 pounds and do it, right? That's all it is at the end of the day. You can go up and do it. Hey, now you'll be a 5-division champion. You go take his belt. Benavidez know you bad. He said you one of the best fighters. The same thing Shakur said. It's mutual respect from them 2 dudes. But like I said, when I listened to it initially, I don't think Benavidez meant nothing crazy by it. But I think though Shakur's stance is clear. Now is not the time for 47. He gonna do that on his own terms, and it just ain't right now because he just got to 40. So he gonna camp out there till he see a reason or to go up and do something different, right? So I'm with it. 35 and 40 is his divisions, man. That's more than enough smoke for the youngin', man. And I'm with seeing any of those top fights there. Shout out to my brother, Mike Kirkland, always supporting that grind, man. With the 10-piece, he said the way Benavidez took the Morrell fight, not much to gain. I don't see him ducking any smoke, my opinion. And yeah, your opinion will be valid, Mike, and I'm with you. He pressed for that when he got up there to 75. He made sure that he told his people he wanted that fight. I just don't understand it. And I was saying it earlier, like, this is not the scary guy. This is not one of the ones, man. This the one we should get behind because unless somebody's able to prove that he's scared of him and ain't trying to fight, and I don't think it's a fighter in boxing I could say Benavidez ducked him, they'd be lying. They would be lying. Get what I'm saying? So he is who he say he is, man. And I'm here for this journey, man. Benavidez has been fun.
And we ain't never got to box again. Well. I already been getting these bets, but now it's time for you to get your just due.
Shout out to my brother Mike Kirkland. Now, it's not so much the need of Ryan Garcia, the name, but it's the name at the same time, right? He needs name recognizable fighters, because I think it's been proven in the past with Shakur that he's at a level where anything less than a notable name or a quality guy or somebody that's deemed dangerous or they think could beat him, they're going to complain about. I think what we all learned from seeing the T.O. fight is when faced with the tough opposition or supposed to be the tough opposition, he's still going to perform. And I think it'll be a performance where people could walk away and enjoy it. So when Benavidez says he needs these kind of fights, you know, not so much Ryan per se, but the name that comes with it, right? His unfortunately, he's one of the names in the sport. And I think it, you know, beat him, and a lot of people see it. You need these fights that people deem dangerous and or big fights for yourself. And even by Shakur's on the mission, those are the kind of fights that he wants. The fights that are big, the money fights, but the big fights, the guys that they think could beat him, that's what he wants. Boxing Bill was good with it. He say Ryan say Bud Doug Boots. Ryan's an idiot. I think I've seen it, but Ryan's a fool. Yeah, Shakur solidified. He say he already a legend. He's gonna be a legend when he retire. But he still Shakur need the names.
Like I said, that's just my opinion.
He need the more TOs of the world, right? He need that. He need those guys to want to fight him so he can really solidify himself fully. Where I think by the time you done, you fight enough of those dudes and actually beat them, the separation between you and everybody else would be something significant. And that's what he wants. So the only way for Shakur to solidify himself amongst the absolute best, he got to get rid of some more of those guys on the list. Or not saying the list, but, you know, some of those name recognizable guys, beat them in Shakur Stevenson fashion, and the rest will take care of itself.
Opinion. If he feels like he's not ready to go up to 147, you know, everybody has their opinion. Just like me, I'm not ready to go up to 200 pounds. You know what I mean? So I was just saying, you know, that's just my opinion. I feel like 3 pounds really isn't big of a difference if you're already going up to 144.
And I think you're saying that more also, you recognize his skill set. Obviously, not any fighter could just, you can say that too, I'm assuming, right?
No. And then also, it's not an easy fight. It's a 50-50 fight. It's a 50-50 fight. Like, I can't, you know, I'm not gonna say Ryan Garcia go knock Shakur out. You know what I mean? I'm not saying Shakur's gonna go knock Ryan Garcia out. It's a 50-50 fight, you know, and that's what we want to see. But like I said,
and that's what it's about. That's what Shakur need. The fights that are in the minds of the people that are deemed these 50-50 occasions. So when he go out there and win, they can't take credit from him. Yeah, nope. Yes, it is, Reef. Don't say nothing. Yes, it is, Reef. Yes, it is. Nope. Nah, 12. It's a 50-50 fight. Y'all heard David? Yeah, I'm rocking with that. Yeah, 50-50. Hell no. Let him think. You get me? Go out there. Yeah, them the type of fights he need, man. Somebody think Benavidez is scared of another fighter. They probably ain't got no fight in their heart. I'm telling you, probably just all talk themselves to life. Or got chased home from school, Mike. That's what I always say. They got ran home from school, and they literally actively be scared. Now, yeah, 12. Now we go. Yeah, we hear you, David. 50-50 it is, Ryan. That's why you got to fight him. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, everybody moves at their own pace. You know what I mean? I think, you know, Shakur's done a hell of a job. He's a great fighter. He's definitely going to be a legend. And, you know what I mean? I think you should just try to make the legend as big as you can while you can.
Awesome. Well, you know, I definitely know.
That's the way to do it with those names. Like, fortunately, those names will be to move them forward. I think Ryan could actually, you know what I mean? If he was to do it at welterweight, that's what would make the win meaningful, right? But we'll see, man. Obviously, he ain't going up there now, but I want to see what his next fight going to be, and I hope it's more a tie.
We're always trying to make 50-50 fights, and you always come on top. So right before I let you go, for the fight fans that's going to be spending their hard-earned money on May 2nd, you know, you obviously headline as always on PBC pay-per-view in Las Vegas, T-Mobile. I mean, it's kind of like the consistency that you're delivering. So what do you want to tell the fight fans out there with another exciting opponent and I'm assuming another exciting performance?
I'm with you,
bro. Yeah, no, I'm just very excited because I'm working extremely hard. You know, this is the biggest moment in my life right now, and I'm gonna put everything into it. You know, I mean, I think why the people love to see me fight is because I'm in there. You know, I'm not a pretty fighter. I'm in there. I like to get hit. I like to make it a war, and you know, people love to see that type of shit. You know, people love to see these types of fights. So I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna leave it all in the ring like I always do. And you know, like I said, I'm gonna try to pull that greatness out of me, and then so everybody can see it. And I definitely do want to be the face of boxing, and that's how I'm gonna keep fighting. You know, I'm gonna keep fighting with you know, a lot of motivation and a lot of honor, and to keep making myself the best.
Mike.
But also, what I do want to say is, you know, also not only just putting these fights together. I think, you know, I'm in the position where we can make a lot of things happen. You know, I've worked with a lot of promotion companies. You know, I've had cards with Devin Haney, had cards to Tank. So now I'm looking at that we can have this May 5th card. I'm already thinking ahead in the next year, the next Cinco de Mayo. I was thinking, and I had talked to Ryan Garcia about it, and I don't know how you guys feel. I told him maybe we should do a Cinco de Mayo card together with 2 massive fights. So I'm doing what I have to do first. I'm, you know, putting on first, you know, making these great cards happen, and then, but maybe next year we could have a great card like that. So I'm just trying to bring the biggest and best fight cards to the fans. So, you know, I really do appreciate everybody for the support.
Awesome. And since you mentioned you fighting on Tank, I have to just, I assumed it was you. Did you see the J. Cole clip where he was describing who his favorite fighter is? And he was kind of saying he didn't know ethnicity. I think he said, like, you know, there's this fighter, he's long, might be Guatemalan. I know you're not, but I think when he was describing it, he said he fought on the Tank card. And it was like, he has to be talking about David Benavidez, J. Cole. So if anything, if he is, or by any chance, I mean, what do you think about J. Cole saying that you're his favorite fighter?
Well, shit, that's dope. I've never. This is my first time hearing about that. But man, that's really dope, bro. And it's amazing to me to hear somebody support me like that, especially like J. Cole. And fuck, I'm gonna just continue to keep giving the best fights possible and to keep bringing in fans like this. Like, I really do appreciate all the love and all from all the fans that I get around the world, and it's really a blessing.
Awesome.
That's why you gotta like Benavidez, one of the easiest dudes to root for. He grew on me through the years, and he just continued to stamp his name, man. Stamp his name. The problem with Undisputed is it's hard to chase down titles with politics always being a factor. You get me? That's why you hear guys saying, like, you hearing more like F the belts and dudes just looking to make the biggest fights possible for the most amount of money. If it happens to come with a belt, then cool, but them politics be ruining people opportunities at all of the belts. Like, case in point, look at the Pat Benavidez on. Say he go beat Zurdo and get the belts from him. And everybody keep talking about Jao Patai. Say Jao Patai rocking with Zuffa. See the conflict already? You know what I mean? And then think about what Jao Patai went through getting stripped a couple days ago after fighting on Zuffa, right? You keep the trinket trophy belt, but then you got to give up the belt that you bled for, blood, sweat, and tears. It's wild. If politics wasn't a factor, I would talk about Undisputed more, but that's why I slowed down on the conversations with it, because when you really start looking at the landscape and how things move, a lot of fighters be having those aspirations of becoming undisputed, getting all the belts, but I don't think they be taking into account how heavily politics weigh in on all of this, and it affects things at a, you know, on a huge scale. You know what I'm saying? On a huge level. Let's keep rolling, man. So look, Benavidez and Zurdo is gonna be, his era is here, and he's just gonna be hard to deal with, man. I'm waiting to see who can beat him, who gonna outwork him, who gonna outthink him, outpace him, whatever, and just beat him, right? But right now, it's gonna be tough to do. You know, pause again at 75. Yeah, true indeed is. Yeah. To me, boxing politics is more of the games with the sanctioning bodies, that the favors that they play, not mandating certain fights, not giving the number one guy their shots. A team not wanting to fight, to me, is just, you don't want to fight. That ain't even politics to me. You don't want to fight, you don't want to fight. But again, them shit's weighing heavily. You just seen what happened with Jao Patai's situation right now, how he got stripped. That's the prime example. That's the best example right now, recently, of politics as it pertains to belts. Look at the politics. Shakur got stripped for not paying $120,000 for a belt that he didn't defend nor fight for at the time of, right? That's politics. That's the shit that ruins all his undisputed aspirations. Like, these dudes be wanting to do this stuff, but it be hard. Sky was good with it, fam. How you feeling? It's just tough to do. You know, it is, but I'm with it. I like to see guys chase down belts. I don't mind, but we know how that shit get. It get tough to do. You know, it get tough. But let's keep rolling, man. So we hearing all this talk, Xander and Boots, Xander and Boots. Everybody want to see it. Xander having some fun. You know, he made a post about his camp, his training camp being underway. He had the emoji of a boot. That made you think he talking about boots, right? You know, Xander having some.
Getting ready for my next fight. And I want to wish a happy 28th to my favorite
Xander got
prospect.
10 bowls.
Keith one-time Thurman is a legend in the ring, but world champ Sebastian Fundora.
He wished Virgil a happy birthday to his favorite prospect, Virgil Ortiz, with a pair of Timbs on. So I think that's like the double, you know, a little trolling, little boots troll, right? With the Timbs. That's what I think. Anyway, I ain't never seen him do that. Then he said happy birthday to his favorite prospect. He talking about Virgil. So Virgil, he still taking shots at Virgil. Virgil on the sideline. He can't do nothing about it. He just got to sit on the side. Xander is the guy that they say is actively pushing for this fight. I got one little video of his. I'm going to play it. And it's down. That's why I said they got to put more respect on Xander's name, because he actually actively pushing for the fight, and people trying to call him the weakest champion and saying he ain't like that. Hey, man, he trying to be like that, because anybody that want to fight Boots is trying to be like that, in my opinion. And he trying to put all that to bed. And just as soon as I was asking the question as to like who was gonna step to the challenge of Boots, who was gonna try to fight him, and I got my answer, bro. Got my answer. Is Xander Zayas is behind the scenes trying to make this fight happen, and I keep hearing good things. They said it's getting closer and closer to putting this fight together. So I just need to see it. I think boxing fans need this, man. Boxing fans need this. We need this one, G. We need it. Go ahead and give us the fight we supposed to get, G. On it. You know what I'm saying? I like the fact that this dude pushing, man. You don't get this a lot from young fighters to go against their team and try to say, nah, this is what I want. It's dope, man. Dope. Xander having fun. I like it, man. I like it, man. Xander him and Virgil been going back and forth. That's still a good fight to make too down the line. But shit, give me Boots and Xander first, being that Virgil sideline. He ain't fighting nobody. He fighting legal battles at this point. That's his next fight. His next opponent is Golden Boy and out.
Big one that could be coming down the
Shout out
line.
to Chris Mannix
and
in
the
the
154-pound fight between
Jones
Xander Zayas and Boots Ennis. For the last couple of months, we have all been in Boots Ennis, Virgil Ortiz hell, trying to figure out if this fight was going to get made, understanding the legalities of it. We're all reading legal letters. We're all reading affidavits. We're all reading emotions, like a whole bunch of law stuff. Well, that fight for now is off the table. Here comes Xander Zayas in Top Rank, ready to make a big fight with Xander Zayas and Boots Ennis. I was reporting over the weekend that there is a lot of optimism, man. A lot of optimism that this fight is going to get done between Xander and Boots. They are talking dates. They are talking location. A little bit of money talk still, I think, left to be discussed, but not the kind of issues that I've been led to believe are going to be deal breakers. And the reason that I'm told repeatedly by people on both sides is because Xander Zayas wants this fight. Like, Xander Zayas is the guy, Sean, that is driving this train. The guy that 2 fights ago won his first title, that in his last fight in January won his second title. Now he's out there saying, no, don't talk to me about some kind of title defense. I want to fight Boots Ennis and defend my belts against the guy you think is the very best in the world. So let's start there. Let's assume this is true, because I believe it is. What do you make of Xander being the guy pushing this fight forward, pushing this fight potentially over the line?
Very on brand for him. You got to admire his ambition as a 23-year-old champion. I was there when Sebastian Fundora handled Cordell Booker, and there's Xander Zayas at the press conference, dead serious seemingly, not clout chasing like the kids say. Like, yo, I really want this smoke, and that's what people at Top Rank telling me. We don't think our kid beats Fundora right now, but kind of like this scenario is like he wants the fight. And he pursued it. He was so serious about pursuing it, Fundora gave up the belt, right? And pressed him like a gentleman at the Mandalay Bay that night. Then he raised his hand for Ortiz. Like, yeah, contract signed, I'm down. And then Ortiz winds up fighting Majimov as well. And it's like, whoa, kid, you're significantly younger than these guys. These guys are in their prime, and you're not. You know, you're good. You're at the dance now, but you just got here. So, okay, my initial impression when I heard this fight could get done was, it's a Top Rank, huh? Like they're getting a little strong arm by DAZN, like because that's not their style. You know, that's not Brad Goodman and Bruce Trampler's style, Chris. They are great at putting you in the graduate degree when it's actually time for it. If anything, they'll make sure you're a little over prepared than under prepared. Look at Miguel Cotto. Like his honors degree came against in 07 against Zab Judah and Shane Mosley. Both were a little faded, by the way, but it wasn't until he was 27 and they were like, okay, now we roll the dice. Now we put him in really dangerous pair of fights. We give him his degree. Felix Trinidad, man, was 26 when he fights Pernell Whitaker in 99. This kid is younger than them. And I just feel, and so what I'm saying is my initial impression was like, man, DAZN, they have a stake in Matchroom USA, and Top Rank is like, hey, we're going to throw you this lifeline, Top Rank, because you know you don't got a network deal out here, but you're going to have to feed this kid potentially to Jaron Ennis, right? And I'm like, that, you know, because that's not Top Rank style. I don't think the kid was just in the halftime Super Bowl show. What's the rush? He just, you know, but to the point you originally made, it's
the problem. Real quick, the problem with that, and I understand what Sean's I tell coming from. The problem is the man sitting around as a unified champion. Ain't no more talking about what's the rush. He a unified champion talking about fighting a guy that's not a champion, a guy that people said got almost 40 fights and no signature win, right? A guy that they still calling a hype job to this day. So it can't be what's the rush, right? He more established at 54 than Boots is. Like he's a champion. There's no such thing now, I think, right? The consensus is once you get the belt, any and everybody is on the table. It's no turning down smoke and fades, right? You either fight other champions, you fight mandatory number one contenders, or you fight the guy that want to fight you, and that's available. That's what's going on. With Xander, he's saying, look, he'll take the boot smoke. Hey, man, feed him. Feed him. The young man said he hungry. Anybody asking for boots got to be hungry. He got to be hungry. And let's see how hungry he is. Let's see if he got an appetite for smoke, as Abdullah Mason be saying, or let's see if his eyes is bigger than his stomach, man. Huh? Let's see it. Ain't no what's the rush. I get what Sean's saying, and I get it because he's young and all that, but he got sitting around with 2 titles. You can't slow walk it now. Can't slow walk it now. And it look like Xander ain't trying to babysit no titles. Big shout out to Mike Kirkland. Appreciate that support, man. Respect to Xander moving like a true warrior if he fight Boots. Facts. And we know he behind the scenes actively pushing for it. So kudos to Xander Zayas, man. And I give him some style points for wearing the Timbs. You know what I mean? And we know that's like subliminal messaging, and then taking shots at Virgil, calling him his favorite prospect. I like it. Promote yourself, make it fun. Meanwhile, you're standing on business and demanding one of the most dangerous fights I think he could take for himself. And look, Xander, a hell of a fighter. He don't know how to lose either. He ain't going to lay down because it's Boots, especially if his energy is like, give me that fight, right? Think it could be an entertaining, good fight. But I definitely lean toward, and I got my guy Boots, but Xander got my respect for sure. Shout out to my brother Mike Kirkland. Who knows? Maybe the in and out foot movement, maybe, you know what I mean, can give Boots something to think about, some issues, a challenge for him, right? Any of that. But I think overall, the talent that's going to be in front of him, the skill set, the athleticism, they could prove to be too much. But I do think Xander will be a valid challenge and a valid fight for him. You get what I'm saying? I don't think it'll be just, it's going to be a walk in the park. But I think ultimately the And1 mixtape will be made.
Xander. And if Xander's pushing for it, even if Top Rank's we don't have to do this, champ, but you got to give credit to Xander if he wants to follow through with it. And hey, sometimes fortune favors the bold. That's what Matt Damon said when he was trying to sell his Bitcoin, right? Something like that. He wound up being
among other people having said that.
Among other people, right? Yes. So, but you know, that notwithstanding, sometimes fortune does favor the bold. And Chris, you were a really good basketball player, right? So don't they call it in basketball when you're over dribbling or you're being too? Don't they call it hot dogging?
A little bit, yeah. Different parts of the country they'll call it that, yeah.
Right, yeah, hot dogging or something. that is one element. That is one path to victory for Xander Zayas as an underdog in this fight. Sometimes Boots is hot dogging, and sometimes bad habits they're hard to shake. And when Boots hasn't had the opportunity to always fight a lot of quality opposition, and sometimes he admires his work, sometimes he's getting hit with unnecessary shots. To use another sports analogy too, on defense, sometimes Boots is a splash player. You know, guys that one down and burnt, you know, in coverage. Sometimes that's Boots on defense. Like, he'll have an amazing season.
Crazy signing behind the hands. Queensberry is crazy.
Wow, did you see the reflexes and the head movement? He made the guy hit nothing but air. You know, wow, what talent even on defense. And then the next sequence, he's getting hit with his chin exposed and eating a couple shots, even against Stanionis, who he dominated and stopped. So Zayas, one thing in that regard he may have on Ennis is that he's disciplined. Okay? I think Ennis is the favorite because he's more dynamic. I think he turns his punches over with a little bit more power. He's a little faster and quicker and creative than Zayas. But Zayas, what he prides himself,
I think he's considerably more creative, more dynamic and stuff like that for sure. For sure, faster because Xander got good speed. He got good boxing ability. Perry Xander's a well-rounded, solid fighter. You know what I mean? Well-schooled fighter. I think he lacks maybe some experience, and then some things sometimes that seem like is missing. But overall, he's a really good talent, and I respect his willingness to try to tell his people, look, give me Boots. You know what I mean? Shout out to Zoomverse. What's good with it, bro? Yeah, they always talking that duck and stuff. They were saying Benavidez won't want Better Be or the Jao Patai's of the world, but that dude want to fight everybody, man.
on is his intelligence, and maybe some of those bad habits have taken. Well, maybe that's who Ennis is. Maybe we can't always assume. Yeah, but put Ennis in the premium assignment against Virgil Ortiz. Put him in with Xander Zayas, and some of that hot dogging is going to go. He's not going to do what he did to Usima Lima and punch with his chin out in front of his front foot and get away with it because he knows he's in with a higher caliber guy. Maybe some of that stuff, even if it is get tightened up, still rears its ugly head. And maybe Zayas, who is very disciplined and ambitious and smart, because you've talked to fighters where a lot of them like to pride themselves on their IQ. And you're like, look, man, it's really your speed. It's really your power. It's really your volume or so. But Zayas, I'll give him this. He always maintained that since he was a teenager and turned pro. He is an intelligent fighter. And he may be a little, like I said, a little more disciplined than Boots. Not as deep a bag, not as deep a punch arsenal, not as talented, but he may be a little bit more disciplined and sound at times. And maybe he...
That's fair. Sean cooking right now. Shout out to Sean Z. That's a fair point. That's a fair point that he making. And that's where you can't overlook somebody, man. The fundamentals, their technical skill, and being disciplined, sticking to those fundamentals and technical ability, right? Where Boots, because of the freakish athleticism and his ability to do other things, right? He has a tendency to do things wrong, right? Or sometimes that could cause you to build bad habits, right? Being that athletic, being able to get away with things. And you've seen it to a degree with Roy Jones, right? He got away with a lot because he was freakishly athletic. Not saying Boots is exact same level, but to a degree, that's where it could be problematic. Whereas sometimes you don't need to be uber athletic. You just need to be sound, fundamentally sound and disciplined. And that's the balance that Boots is, I guess, going to deal with throughout his career. But it's a great point by Sean.
He can find the openings, the cracks
to
in
sizzle,
Boots'
what it
game
do, my guy,
and exploit them. But I think right now, Ennis is a dynamic, special talent, even if it's an unproven to the level it should be at this stage of his career. Not all that his fault, but I think he'd be a little bit too much for Xander Zayas. But it is a good fight, and I'm sure deep down Top Rank, unless it's the old, hey, this kid might be leaving us at some point, so we'll go ahead and let him get beat. Unless it's the old that, I bet you Top Rank is saying, not right now. Josh Kelly? Sure, yes. But Ennis? No. Xander, you do know you have a chance to become undisputed without having to even fight this monster. You could be looking at Fundora or Ortiz or Kelly and not even have to go through this guy. But Ennis has sold well in the East Coast in fights you've covered. Zayas is ready for the big room at the Garden now, especially after that halftime Bad Bunny showing with 2 titles. It is a sexy ass Garden fight, but I think it's too soon for the kid. But if he pulls it off, man, superstar. Like,
I think what you're saying probably mirrors the conversations Top Rank has had with him over these last couple of days. I don't know exactly what his contract situation is with Top Rank, but I do know it's winding down when it comes to number of fights left. But that's less important now than what it may have been before this Top Rank deal with the Zone came together, because now the competition is fighting under the same platform and the money is kind of comparable. So there really isn't as much of a reason to leave Top Rank when you can still get all the fights you're looking to get if they're championship types of fights. But I do think Top Rank has probably said to him, like, hey, man, we don't got to do this right now. Nobody would begrudge you taking some kind of, not a tune-up fight, but a secondary type of fight, or going for the Josh Kelly fight over in the UK or here in the US. This is Xander Zayas.
And he's like, now I just want to do it more.
This is Xander Zayas.
Now you're just putting that chip on my shoulder even more.
I know, but this is Zayas. So I have a theory. Here's my theory. Xander Zayas has been at 154 since 2020.
And that's a great point. That's a great comparison too, Mike. And reason Hopkins was able to last, fundamentally sound, technically sound, very disciplined, strategic, very crafty. You get what I'm saying? Just a little, just a true veteran in every sense of the word, man. That shit provided him with longevity that I don't think nobody could have anticipated coming, right? Dope, man. It's crazy. That's why I respect the people that, with the skill and the talent. I think Boots has some of those fundamentals and things like that, right? He just has a tendency to not rely on them as much and rely on the athleticism naturally, for obvious reasons, right? So I think, upping the competition, he can limit those mistakes and limit those things. But I do also think, like Sean is saying, there will be times in the fight where they will rear his ugly head, because you ain't going to be perfect. You're not going to completely rid yourself of some of those mistakes that you make, right? It's just part of being human, being a fighter. You're not going to be perfect. Still going to make some of those mistakes. But I think, granted, up in the competition, I think he can limit those things. You know what I'm saying? Where it don't really be like a Achilles heel or an issue for him where he can end up, not winning the fight.
He's a big kid, 23 years old. And for the last year, and I'm not sure if you've heard some of this too, but I keep hearing like he's going to move up at some point. Like making 154 is hard. If you've seen some of the video of him from his weigh-ins, like, God, he sucks all the way down. He has to get so drained, and he rehydrates big. So I would imagine that he's sitting there going, my days at junior middleweight are numbered. I'm never going to get to a point where I can win 3 more fights at junior middleweight before I have to move up in weight. So he's saying, look, what's the biggest fight out there for me? What's the biggest payday? And it's probably Boots Ennis. Like, he's in the catbird seat when it comes to these negotiations. Boots needs this fight. Boots wants this fight. Boots wants a U.S. fight against the known guy. Xander Zayas is well known in New York City. He headlined the last ESPN show at the Garden. He's been fighting at the Garden for a while. He's Puerto Rican. They do well in New York City. Boots from Philly. Those guys take the train out.
Exactly. Philly and New York, that's not too far. That's a perfect – this is the perfect rebound fight to make outside of Virgil. I swear it is. And I really do hope for both fighters that they get it, just so we can see who the better fighter. And Boots, I think, start to get – that's the kind of fight where I think he can start to change the narrative, right? And I want to see that for him, because slowly but surely 2026 is becoming the death of the false narrative. It's a lot of narratives that's going by the wayside, and all these dudes got to do is continue to keep winning, fighting, and winning. And them narratives going to keep dying out day by day, by the fight, these narratives is falling by the wayside.
We're going to sell a venue in New York, whether it's the Garden, Barclays Center, wherever it may be.
I agree. I like Sean Z.
So I think he's looking at that. I also think, to our previous conversation, he's looking at that 160-pound good division going, you know what? I can beat a lot of these guys. Right? Like, you put me at 160. Within 2 fights, Top Rank's got me fighting for a WBO belt. I'm fighting like Denzel Bentley or somebody like that. And I'm becoming a 2 division world champion. So I think he's looking at it that way. He's like, my days are numbered at 154. This is a huge fight. I'm sure he believes he can win because he's hot right now. He's the unified champion. He's the only guy there with 2 belts. So he believes that he's got enough to beat Boots Ennis. And I agree with you. He's not going to come out there and try to blast him out. He knows he doesn't have the power. I mean, 5 of his last 6, 4 of his last 5 wins have all gone to decision. He's a boxer. Like, he is going to try to box Boots Ennis and win a decision that way. But even if he loses, the opportunity is there. He can say, you know what? I went up against the best at 154. I lost. As long as he doesn't get beaten like the first or second round, which he's not, like his stock isn't going to crater, goes up to 160, takes one fight there, fights, the winner of the WBO title fight if Janibek decides to forego his opportunity to be champion in recess or whatever the hell he is, and then fight for a belt at 160 pounds. This makes perfect sense from a business perspective for Xander Zayas. If it really is, he's at the point where he can't make 154.
That does set a good precedent for these multiple promoters being under the zone. As an aside, I do worry about, Top Rank. How independent can they be? How long can they hold on to guys from the turkey money? But then again, promoters like Eddie are finding a way to maintain their promotional outlet, but also kind of losing fighters to turkey. Anyways, that's a different conversation. It would set off a nice precedent of the interpromotional matchups that's supposed to be the best aspect of getting Golden Boy, Matchroom, and Top Rank under the DAZN umbrella. But God, to already be doing calculated risks like that, and again, Xander's not calculating it quite like we are. He's like, I can win. I can do this and stamp myself as a pound for pound star right now. Like I am ready. I want this. That's great. But the thought process of like, I could afford to lose and 160 is thin. And it's like, bro, you're gonna be selling out the big room in the Garden for the next 10 years. Look, I give him credit. It's taking a risk that most fighters these days don't take. Again, I wonder if it's a little bit of DAZN being like, welcome to the family, Top Rank, but our favorite son is really Eddie Hearn, and we want to help this guy, Jaron Ennis, who nobody really wants to fight, get a fight. But hey, it's a sexy ass fight in the big room at the Garden. Puerto Rican Day Parade.
I really don't think they've leaned on them too much about this fight. I think this has probably taken them by surprise a little bit, that this was even on the table. Like, my guess is that they thought the Josh Kelly fight was more makeable for them against Boots Ennis. Pay Josh Kelly a little bit more and get him to fight Boots for that belt. I mean, there was an understanding before Kelly beat Bakram that that the money was locked in. I'm sure that, after a win like that, he's like, give me a little bit more. But that would have been, and still is, if it comes to it, a makeable fight. I think this is kind of like found money for everybody. It's like, wait, Xander really wants to do this? He really wants this fight? Like, when I was around the Matchroom guys last week asking these questions, all of them were like, we can't believe he wants this. We can't believe he wants this fight. Like, he can't believe he wanted it. This is Xander driving this train. Look, I'm sure he's not going into it calculating it the way I am. Like, that I'm saying, like, you know what, he's going to lose, so he moves up easy. But I think in his mind, it's like, I think he knows he's not going to be at 154 for another year. Like, he can't do it for that long. So why not roll the dice, like, win or lose? Let's say he beats Boots Ennis. I wouldn't be surprised if he says, you know what, I'm done here. This was the last time I'm fighting at 154. I'm not going to stick around to fight Fundora or Josh Kelly. I'm going to go up to 1.
I wonder, though, is Xander struggling at all to make 54? Because Rich was good with it. Yeah, Mike, you said you was in the Xander business. You probably missed Boots. And the funny thing is, they probably wanted to miss him too. But with they fighter, the young pup actively calling for, they might have to oblige him. Said this was Benavidez sparring in a polo.
60 and go up an even bigger star if he can beat Boots Ennis.
I ain't even peeped that.
I give him an enormous amount of credit for pushing this thing through. If this thing gets over the line, it's because Xander Zayas pushed it over the line. Simple as that. Full stop.
Yeah,
like,
he's
the one driving this train.
That's wild. Shout out to Chris Mannix and Sean Zayas. This was a good sit down with a little short video. But look, man, Xander is actively pressing for that smoke. He wants to fight. He won an opportunity to prove himself against one of the most dangerous and respected, I think, young talents in the world. Is Boots hype job of the real deal? I think fights like this quiet the noise for Boots. So Jaron need this, boxing need this, Xander need it for him, right? But Xander's fought some quality guys, but Boots need a Xander Zayas on his resume, and he'd be a damn unified champion. He'd be halfway to undisputed. And maybe, like I said, that'll entice guys to get in the ring with him. If you don't want to fight Boots, if he fights Xander Zayas and actually beat him, if you don't want to fight Boots, you don't want to fight Boots after that point, after becoming a unified champion, then you ain't never gonna want to fight him. So I respect the hell out of Xander. Maybe it's some truth to what Chris Mannix was saying about him knowing that he ain't gonna be at 54 bucks for so long, so he want to make the most of it while he down there. He want to make the fights. Just gotta respect it. Like I said, man, not too many people is calling out Boots. Ennis Tellis recently did a video. He don't speak English, but he was calling out Boots and both Boots and Xander. Good fighter. I don't know if he beats either one of those guys right now, but I respect it. You know what I mean? Guys are going to call you out, but I think the realistic one is Xander and Boots. And when it headed in that direction, I just want to see them pull the trigger finally and give us a fight that makes sense.
Yeah,
man.
so look, Boots and Xander Zayas, I'm told those talks are advancing rapidly. I believe it's going to happen this summer. Xander's been pushing hard behind the scenes from what I'm told. And this is a fight both guys want. I don't think there's any real big hangups here. So Boots and Virgil were trying to do the fight. Now Virgil's in his legal fight with Golden Boy. Xander Zayas is going to step in, it looks like, and defend his 2 titles against Boots.
And there you go. And I'll play this last video from Tim Bradley where he spoke about Xander Zayas, said he won't be easy. Short video from Tim Bradley. Talking about that Yo-Yo Hernandez dude. I forgot. I just heard something about him. Did he turn down Smoke or was getting his hands put on him by? It's somebody he didn't want to fight or something. I gotta ask my guy. I forgot. I just heard something about Yo-Yo. My bad, y'all. Damn it.
Yo, Stormtroopers, Tim Desert Storm Bradley, you already know the rest. Look, I'm seeing a lot of weird stuff, man, popping up, man, on this Boots. And Xander, a lot of people don't realize and understand what the hell they talking about. They thinking that this fight gonna be a slam dunk for freaking Boots. Ennis, you crazy. You crazy if you think this fight gonna be a slam dunk for him. You know, who was the last technical guy that Boots fought, man? Karen? Come on, man. He getting in there with a young gun, man, just as hungry and energetic as he is. You understand that? Bigger than he is. Probably just as strong as he is. High boxing IQ, just as well as he does. You know, got skills. Good counterpuncher. Good legs. Good movement.
Don't you know?
Throws and punches. Got a left hook. Which is the punch that Boots get hit with most. You know, like, Boots got the right hand that Xander gets hit with most. You know, this ain't gonna be no damn slam dunk. This probably might be like a half court shot. Yeah, for both these dudes, man. You know, like, Xander like guys that come forward. And you already know Boots is gonna be aggressive.
Gonna be like
boxing coming forward.
Shot.
You know, his game, he gets too impatient sometimes. Because he's constantly on the hunt looking for a knockout and looking to counter. You know, we know Boots like to be first. We know he likes to bring the action and bring the pain. You know, he needs to learn discipline. That's it. And Xander's that guy that can make him learn that real fast because Xander's one of those dudes that's going to tax your mistakes. That's what he does. He tax these guys that come forward, he tax their mistakes. Now he's in there with a quick guy and the athletic fighter in Boots Ennis. But, you know, hey, Boots make mistakes. He make mistakes. He does. And fleet-footed guys have shown to give him issues. Guys that are slick. Guys that can move. Have given him issues. Anyways, man, Tim Desert Storm Bradley, man, this ain't no damn walk in the park. Ain't no far-going conclusion Boots gonna knock out Xander. Shit, yeah, I can see it both ways. I know Xander ain't got no pop like that. But, man, this is a hell of a matchup. That's what I'm gonna tell y'all. This is a hell of a matchup right here. And this is gonna answer a lot of questions that I have for both of these dudes. Anyways, Tim Desert Storm Bradley, You already know the damn rest, and I'm out.
I love it, man. Shout out to Tim Bradley. I like it, man. I don't know why your I see a super chat pop up on the screen, but not over here. Why? I don't know. Big shout out to Big Dog Willie for the love, man. He said why the Tanking Maniacs and the Haney Coat have a ceasefire with each other. They attack Shakur Keyshawn is like they always got the hate on the fighter. They don't know no other way to cover boxing, bro, because they're super fans of the fighters. Any super fan of any fighter, Big Dog. That's what I noticed they do. They they can't cover the sport without trashing the contemporaries of their favorite fighter. Every day, it's like a full-time job. I see it all day, every single day. It just don't stop. Anybody that's a super fan, you just see it. Like, I noticed that. That's what they all have in common. Super fans of all of these fighters, they just they never call it how it's supposed to be called. And it's always like they live in fantasy land where the only person that's out doing anything of substance is the guy that they like the most. It's just weird. It's pretty weird. Shout out to Big Dog Willie. I don't know why I can't see it in the chat, but I see it over here. Stupid, man. StreamYard, YouTube, I don't know which one, but y'all gotta get it together. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my dog, Big Dog Willie, man. Appreciate you. So we gonna find out, man. I like what Tim Bradley had to say there, man. It shouldn't be a slam dunk, man. 50-50 fight shouldn't be. But I don't think it has to be a slam dunk to be successful. Let it be what it's gonna be. I think one thing for sure, two things for sure. When we get that fight, we learn a lot about both fighters, that being Xander and/or Boots. Boots keep being called the hype job. People say he got all these fights, no signature wins. He don't fight nobody. You hear the same stupid ass narratives, bro. I'm ready to stop hearing that. I'm ready to hear boxing. And I think if he put Xander away, a damn unified champion in his second fight at 54, whether it's a knockout or just a win, I think he start to establish his name in a different way. Now you could really see the Boots era on its way, right? Where now you got to start respecting him. He got these belts, and it should be easier to make better fights for him. If not, then you just keep moving up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if Xander planning on moving to 60. I haven't heard anything on it, me personally, but, these fighters moving up all the time. He's been at the weight for some time now, and he finally got some belts. So maybe he is trying to capitalize before he lead the division, and maybe Boots is a guy that he feel like he matches up well against. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he feels like he matches up well against him, but we'll see, man. Good fight if it happens. Like I said, this is something that would be the perfect fallback plan for not getting Virgil in the ring. Perfect. It's the perfect fight. East Coast, put that shit in New York. Xander, New York guy, got a fan base. Philly is not too far. I think it'll do numbers, and I think everybody get what they want. You give us a good undercard, and y'all can't lose. You know what I mean? So hopefully that's what we get, man. But hit the like button, y'all. Last video I'm going to play before we get out of here, man. Anthony Joshua was seen training with Usyk, and I don't know, man. I just respect it, bro. These dudes went to war twice, and Usyk is he got so much humility about him, a humble dude. Really standing there by the side, hyping, almost being basically like a damn hype man. It's the craziest thing. I never thought I'd see something like this.
We're now not here with you. We're now at Miami Beach. We drink. You like coconut? Yes, you like. We drink cold coconut with ice and music, reggae. Yeah. Long step. Long, yeah. Good coconut. Yeah. Delicious.
Yo, this man is a fool.
Long, champ. Long step. Yes.
Shout out to Usyk, man. That's funny, man. Sitting over there being a damn motivator for Anthony Joshua, despite the 2 wars that they had together. It's dope, man. You know, especially given Anthony Joshua and what he went through, losing his 2 friends in that crazy wreck. That aftermath was nasty. People was posting the videos all around social media, so I was seeing it, man. That was a nasty, disturbing video. That was bad, but you know, fortunately for him, he was able to walk away from it, and he recovered. Now he's making his way back, and to have somebody like a Usyk sitting there helping motivate God and try to train him, help him get back into the mix is dope, man. I think Usyk is possibly on his way out. He probably stick around for another couple fights or so. I could see him retiring soon enough. There's some talk about Usyk not fighting Moses Atama. We might get into that tomorrow, but ultimately, I thought that was a good sign, a good look to see Anthony Joshua not only back, you know, just shaking loose, trying to stay in shape, but having somebody as talented and as accomplished and successful as Usyk right there by his side, just like a hype man, hyping him up, like, hey, man, pushing him through. I think it's dope, man. Sometimes you don't see that side of these boxers a lot. We see them when they get in the ring and try to destroy each other. Oftentimes not when they side by side motivating each other after they done shared the ring for 24 rounds. So something dope to see, man. Hopefully Anthony Joshua makes 100% recovery. He's able to resume his career and chase whatever fights he see fit until he's ready to hang him up. We'll see. Tim Bradley does a poor fight commentary. I don't think so, man. I just look. This is what it is, what I learned about boxing. Think about it. He a Hall of Famer. You think he don't know no boxing? Right, I ain't saying you saying you don't know boxing, but I think it's you got people that's your cup of tea. Some announcers might say more of the stuff that you want to hear. He might not be your favorite, but Tim Bradley definitely knows boxing. I think he do a hell of a job. I think what people don't take into account a lot of times is when they're, you know, when they work for certain entities, you know, it's like you got to stay on task, on code, right? That's with anything, right? When you working for somebody, but what I like about Tim Bradley is the content creator. Tim Bradley with the YouTube channel that got the Stormtroopers. I like that guy because he speak his mind. He tell it how it is. He had fun with it. He hyped up, energetic most times. I like Tim Bradley giving his boxing takes. I'm glad as a boxer, former fighter, I'm actually glad he got a YouTube channel because he make good content. You know what I mean? I think he make good content, interesting perspectives. To me, it's all about learning, man. A lot of people watch boxing or listen to people based on how much they agree. For me, it don't really matter. If you know what you're talking about, I can rock with it. You know what I'm saying? But I like Tim Bradley, man. I think he do a good job. But shout out to AJ and Usyk, man. Hopefully AJ be back sooner than later. And we'll see if David Benavidez can position himself to be one of the faces of boxing. You know what I mean? I think beating Zurdo Ramirez is a step in that direction for sure. We'll just see what's next for him. But that's my time for today, man. I appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. Stoli. Appreciate everybody rocking out. If you hit the like button, we rock with you. Make sure you hit the like button, hype the live, share the lives, and we're going to keep rocking. Shout out to Big Dog Willie. Again, I don't know why your name or none of your messages came up with that one. But shout out to my dog. Appreciate the love. Mike Kirkland. Appreciate you. And y'all tune in tomorrow, 4 p.m. We'll be back to build on this boxing, y'all. So with that, we're going to get up out of here, y'all. Peace to the fam.
Representing Brick City, Shakur!
Finding those levels, too. Look at that 4-punch combination. It's a masterclass right now from Shakur Stevenson. That's what you're seeing. A masterclass. And Shakur straight left hand.
Oh, there's a knockdown scored with the left hand.
From Patterson, New Jersey, please welcome the sweet Terminator, Shadesha Green.
Make sure y'all subscribe to Just Boxing, the best boxing talk.
It's probably the most unbiased channel on YouTube.
Right now, we're going to give him his just due. Shout out to my brother Just Due.